Spirit Hockey. The Spirit are set to take the ice. But first, get all the game day information you need. It's time for Countdown to Face-Off on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey, WSGW.
This great game of hockey is one of opportunity. And if you miss your opportunity against a particular opponent, it could be weeks or even an entire season before you get another one against them. That is decidedly not the case here on this Sunday night from the Dow Event Center as the Saginaw Spirit and Flint Firebirds square off for the second time in just about 24 hours. Hi, everybody. We welcome you inside the Dow Event Center and up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. My name is Dylan Clark. An exciting one on tap here this evening, a Sunday that is very important for Saginaw here from the Dow Event Center. They are still the only team left in the Ontario Hockey League who is still seeking their first win on home ice, and they look to do it against a Flint opponent that gave them a pretty good game last night from the North Financial Center, ultimately a 5-4 victory in favor of the Firebirds. They're up 2-0 in this Coors Light I-75 Divide Cup rivalry series, and fitting that this is the matchup here as the OHL's rivalry weekend wraps to a conclusion. We'll take a look at the numbers here, the stats between these two hockey teams. Again, they've already met twice in the season. It was Flint skating to a 6-5 overtime win against Saginaw in their home opener back on September the 20th. Chase Hull scored his first two OHL goals, and the second one ended up being the game winner. Not a bad start there, and Flint, as we said, outlasted Saginaw in a 5-4 contest last night at the North Financial Center that saw them score 4 unanswered goals. Saginaw battled back in that one. They ultimately came up short, and one of the names that found his way onto the score sheet for the Flint Firebirds will be one to keep an eye on, as he has been for his relatively short Flint career so far. Darian Anderson, a recent signing. He was drafted by Flint back in 2022, spent his time in the USHL with the Lincoln Stars, and he has made the jump to the OHL. And you want to talk about first impressions, he scored on his first shift in a Flint Firebirds uniform, and that was his first game preceding the game against Saginaw. Well, he found the back of the net yesterday against the Spirit as well. 2 goals in 2 games played. The Firebirds very happy to have Darian Anderson into the fold here. And on the flip side of things for the Saginaw Spirit, they're happy to have a certain player back in the lineup, Dima Zhilkin. They certainly missed him in recent weeks. He was out with a lower body injury, but is back in, drew back into the lineup, and led Saginaw with 6 shots on goal in last night's game against the Firebirds, and was a big part of the reason why Saginaw made it a close game at 5-4 late in that contest. Had a 3-point night, 2 goals and an assist for Zhilkin. He averages over 4 shots on goal a game. That's actually his lowest shooting mark of the season, would be a couple of 4-shot games. Zhilkin, 9 points in 5 games so far here in his sophomore OHL season. Last year, OHL's first all-rookie team for Dima Zhilkin. He's been one of the premier offensive players for the Saginaw Spirit here in his second year. We'll take a break. When we come back, Spirit head coach Chris Lasry joins us on Coach's Corner. 10 games into the season for Saginaw, looking to turn things a little bit more into the win column, keep things calm, keep them focused, and get their mojo back. Spirit head coach Chris Lasry coming up after this here. Coach's Corner on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You really do get it all at Garber Chevrolet in Linwood. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience that will keep you coming back. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see us. Get a better overall experience and lease for less in Linwood. Garber Chevrolet Linwood, M13, north of Bay City. Online, garberlinwood.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Scott Seaman to create your personal price plan today.
So, we're finally ready to plan for retirement, but who do we trust?
Our friends at TriStar Trust. They've been here for 25 years right here in our community, and they'll be here for the next 25.
That's the kind of team I want in my corner.
TriStar Trust helps you plan your retirement, manage your investments, and build the future you've been dreaming of. Because when it comes to your goals, it's your time to shine. Visit TriStarTrust.com.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
Now, get inside analysis directly from the Spirit coaching staff. This is Coach's Corner.
Coach's Corner on this Sunday evening. The Spirit close out this weekend with the Flint Firebirds, joined once again by Spirit head coach Chris Lazary. And coach, just saw these guys last night, had a lot of good chances in the latter half of the game. Unable to get back and tie things, but what did you like about the second half of last night's contest?
I liked a lot of our game. Which said to our guys, I feel like our last couple of games we played a really good game, but there's 4 or 5 mistakes that we keep making that, and it's the same type of mistake that keeps ending up in our net until we can get that out of our game, which seems to be a bigger challenge than I think what it needs to be. We're going to struggle, but we're doing a lot of good things. The analytics would say we're doing a lot of good things. We're not winning. That's the most important thing, but we had a young group. We're progressing in a good direction that we have to at some point stop just those little habits that end up in your net.
And, at this point, one of the younger players that's had his name all over the score sheet, Levi Harper's a point-per-game player. 10 games into his OHL career, is it safe to maybe say that the bar has changed for him a little bit? It's a little bit higher than you may have anticipated?
Yeah, no, I think we knew we were getting a good player for sure, just the way he plays, his style, his competitiveness, his skill. Obviously, watching him at the Holinka, you knew he was going to come in and have an impact right away. A point a game, maybe a little bit higher than I thought, but I think he does a lot of good things. He's competitive. He's on the ice, his transition, his breakouts. They give him a chance to spend time on the offensive blue line, which is leading to points. He jumps up well. Obviously, he's got a great shot, all those things. So it's been a really good surprise for us, but and we need him to be good. He's a leader on that back end already at 17, and we're going to need him to play another good game here tonight.
That'll be 7 consecutive starts for Stepan Strugan. Played a ton of minutes over in Russia last year. No stranger to a lot of starts, but what is kind of the thought process as far as letting a goaltender just kind of have the reins and play through it?
Well, I always think the dumbest thing in hockey is a goalie can't play back-to-back. Why can a centerman play 3-and-3 but a goalie can't? You know what I mean? What's the logic behind that? At the end of the day, he's our starter. We're in a tough spot. I'm going to put what I think are the guys that are going to get us results in the lineup, and that's the way it is. I think he's a talented goalie that came here to play, and he's going to play.
Back at home here to close out the weekend. First 5 minutes of the game are always important, especially here at home, especially looking to get back in the win column. What do you want to see most out of these first 5 minutes here tonight?
That's compete and grit, and a team that doesn't feel sorry for themselves but wants to take control of their fate, control of the game. It's interesting because it's a tough stretch. If you're in it, as a fan, you're probably frustrated. But if you're in it every day, as a coach or a player, it's a tough stretch. It's frustrating. It's easy to lose your way when you're a young teenage kid living away from home, going through all those first while having a team struggle. It's really easy to lose your way. And our challenge as a group is, can we not feel sorry for ourselves? Can we be hockey players? We said we got to cowboy up. We took the line from Yellowstone. Everyone has to cowboy up here tonight. We got some work to do. Let's do the work. We'll like the result if we are, but we're going to stay together. We're going to find a way through this as a team, and we've been here before. The Memorial Cup year, we lost 7 in a row, and then we ripped off 10. And I feel like this team's very similar to having a lot more wins than it is, but we've got to find a way to get that first one and build from there.
Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck tonight. That's Chris Lazary, Saginaw against the Flint Firebirds. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Yeah, I know. It's officially still winter out there, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun in the sun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea knows how to turn up your day drinking fun all year long. There's even a sun on those bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea is made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol, which goes down smooth. So whether you're knee-deep in snow or making footprints in the sand, be sure to look for Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Caro, Croswell, and Sebring factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
From making athletic footwear stronger and lighter to powering the future of electric racing vehicles, material science and R&D are the MVPs of innovation. At Dow, we collaborate with customers and partners to tackle a wide range of sports product challenges with cutting-edge advancements in technology. Dow's innovations can help to improve performance and sustainability throughout the world of sports. Dow, at the intersection of sports and science.
Hi, this is Jacob Lutze, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Back inside the Dow Event Center as we get set to write another chapter in the Coors Light I-75 Divide Cup Rivalry Series. Already 3 games into the season series as of tonight. We take a look at our starting lineups here for this one, presented by Saginaw Valley State University, your community-engaged university in the Great Lakes Bay region. For the visiting Firebirds, Nathan Aspinall was a standout performer last night. He's been a standout performer in every game he's played this year. He's their captain. He starts on the left side with Jimmy Lombardi and Darian Anderson. We talked about his hot start already. Urban Padrekar and Luca Graziano on the back end. Mason Vicari between the pipes again. Chris Lasry starts out for the Saginaw Spirit with his third line. Liam Storch, Miroslav Satan, 7th-round pick of the Washington Capitals, and Nick Sema on the right side. James Go and Blake Barnes on the blue line. It is Stepan Shurigan in net again. Your starting lineups for this Sunday evening contest, brought to you by Saginaw Valley State University. One more break, and we are back with the national anthems and pucked up. It is Pride Night here inside the Dow Event Center, and a pretty good matchup. Saginaw and Flint OHL rivalry weekend comes back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
We're Durolast. We make the world's best roof. As one of the country's largest roofing manufacturers, we have locations across North America. But for more than 40 years, Saginaw has been our home. Like Saginaw, Durolast has a can-do, never-quit attitude. And just like Saginaw, our people make us strong. Innovative, resilient. That's the spirit of Saginaw. That's Durolast, the world's best roof.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
You really do get it all at Garber Midland. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall customer experience. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're also where your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards of service. Come see how you can get it all at Garber Midland at the corner of Saginaw and Eastman. See all our inventory online at garbermidland.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Spirit Hockey
Harmer holds it out wide. Centers, blue side, scores!
lives
Looking for the stretch pass to Jilkin. He'll pop off the wall and lay down for him. Jilkin scores!
here.
Picked up by Harmer. In with speed. Carson Harmer shoots. He scores! Carson Harmer!
The radio home of your Saginaw Spirit is WSGW 100.5 FM. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. Now it's game time. Live from the rink to your radio. Here is the first period play-by-play with the voice of Saginaw Spirit Hockey, Dylan Clark.
The Harmony Diversity Choir with your national anthems here on Pride Night inside the Dow Event Center. We wrap up the OHL's rivalry week with the Coors Light I-75 Divide Cup Series. Saginaw and Flint for already the third time this year, and the Spirit hoping it'll be a different result than the last time the Firebirds were here. Mason Vicari would be okay with a similar result. Take a look at our NetSource One starting goaltenders, the official technology provider of the Saginaw Spirit. Vicari makes his fourth consecutive start here tonight. A big-time off-season acquisition for the Firebirds back on June the 30th from the Kingston front. Next stopped 30 out of 34 against Saginaw last night. More importantly, stopped 20 and 26 shots against the Oshawa Generals and Kitchener Rangers for back-to-back shutouts going into yesterday's contest. So no surprise that Mason Vicari gets the nod again from his head coach, Paul Flash. And at the other end, making his seventh consecutive start, it is Stepan Shurigan. 17 saves on 22 shots last night against the Flint Firebirds. Second in the Ontario Hockey League in minutes coming into tonight's game. 500 of them on the dot. This will be his 10th game of action here in the OHL. Looking to backstop this Spirit team to a victory. Your officials tonight brought to you by WNEM TV5. Hillary Brennan and Damian Figuera are the referees. Justin Cornell and Jordan Hurtubise will work the lines as we get set for this Sunday evening contest. Dylan Clark alongside Dennis DeRozier. And Rosie, you've seen a bit of everything in this game of hockey. If you're a head coach or a player on the bench of a team that's still looking for its first home win at this point in the season, what's the feeling? How do you steer the ship through those waters?
Well, I don't think I don't think you'd use the word desperation, but you'd sure like to get it out of the way. You know, it's early. There's no use panicking. You've got two teams here tonight that are trying to get their legs under them, both struggling a little bit out of the gate, but that doesn't mean much yet. It's early. They can get things going. A big win here to turn everything around for either one of these teams.
Miroslav Shatan against Nathan Aspinall, our Delta College opening faceoff. We're underway here. Saginaw and the Flint Firebirds for the 81st time. The puck dumped into Stepan Shurigan's area. He's out of his net to play it back around. He's gotten his first touch of the puck just seconds into this contest. Miroslav Shatan trying to carve his way in for Nick Sema. Quick shot there. The first save registered off the blocker of Vicari. Couple of collisions just inside the line. Miroslav Shatan dumping this one back in. Urban Padrekar, one of four overage players on the roster for the Flint Firebirds. His goaltender, one of the others. They play this back down the left wing boards and into the Spirit end. Blake Barnes on it here for Saginaw. Miroslav Shatan jams it back around. Taken by the defenseman Padrekar. Centered in front. Shot that never got towards the net. May not have even been seen by Shurigan. Padrekar rolls over the top. Takes a shot into traffic. That's going to bounce off James Goen. Be spun back in by Flint's James Paul. Jimmy Lombardi on it. Back up to Paul at the right point. Allen. Point shot sails wide. Anderson trying to put that one back in front off the end wall. It's going to come right now to Saginaw's Blake Barnes. And it's into the skates of Liam Storch. Got to be careful there not to take it too many men on the ice penalty. Now taken down the right side. Aspinall trying to make a move towards the net. Saw some pressure there from Carson Harmon. Paul back into the right wing circle. Charlie Murata. Grinding Allen at the point. Firebirds try to sneak Aspinall off. This puck spills back out past James Paul. And that allows Carson Harmer a second to regroup here for the Spirit. Send a cross-ice pass to the defenseman Hayden Barch. Charging in against Dryden Allen. Collision. So the puck on the stick of the rookie Charlie Murata. Outlet pass. Up the near side, it's Alex Kostov. Back in front, here comes Murata into the offensive zone for the Firebirds. Pulls up on the far wall. Back at the point. Colosimo. Now for Ryland Fellinger. Pushed it in front. That one goes off the frame of the net. Threw a lot of traffic in front into the netting. And out of play with 18-13 to go in this first period. A close call early on.
That was a screen shot that nobody's seen except the guy that shot it.
Well, and all the bodies seem to get out of the way at just the right second, depending on who you ask. And a little help from the friend in red behind Stepan Shurigan. Face off in the Spirit end. Tapped by the overager Sebastian Gervais. Back in behind, this is Glavin. Moves it along, Dimas Yilkin. Through some contact, Gervais tries to kick it from skate to stick. Lines have been shaken up here for the Spirit in Game 11 on the season. Charlie Murata for Ryland Fellinger and back into the Spirit end. Firebirds have completed change. They got a couple of guys trying to go through the same door at the same time. Meanwhile, back in the Saginaw zone, Graydon Jones has some trouble on the clearing attempt. Chris Thibodeau, one of those 4 overage players we mentioned earlier. He's back in the lineup after sitting for a bit. Had some great success against Saginaw in recent years, including this one. This is Chase Hall down the near side. Shrugs off Saginaw's Harper. Back up top, Graziano, a long shot. Well wide of Shurigan. Padrekar back on, looking for the wraparound, thought better of it. Moves his way back up high, throws it into the circle. That one off the mask of the goaltender and goes right back to the crease, out the other side. Grade A chance, guess who? Chris Thibodeau. He's on it, back in behind the Spirit goal again. 3 minutes gone. No score so far in the first period as Stepan Shurigan's just getting to his goal stick. Luca Graziano puts that right back onto the tape with Zhilkin, and it's waved back in behind Mason Vakari. Full unit changes for both parties. Padrekar's got to get off here. He moves it to Graziano. Into the offensive end, Graziano throws that one in front. Ryland Cunningham, reverse hit against Trevor Thoyer. He's got to get off or put his helmet back on. And I think that's what they're hollering for right now as Paul throws it here to Graziano. Now back into the corner, put back in front, backdoor tap in, they scored.
There you go.
Cunningham takes advantage of the confusion. The Firebirds strike first. It's 1-0 with 16:31 to go.
As soon as the Saginaw player left his position, they took advantage of it. That's unfortunate.
Well, that's a heck of a position to be.
And he had to leave. It's not his fault.
Right. That's a heck of a position to be put in for Trevor Thoyer as Ryland Cunningham registers his first of the season. You want to stay in the play. You don't want to just vacate it. Thoyer looked like he thought about going back to pick the helmet up, and we just saw this the other night up in the Sioux. Levi Harper had his helmet knocked off and just out of reaction played the puck immediately. You've either got to put the helmet back on or get off the ice right away. Those are your two options. Thoyer got stuck in no man's land.
Yeah, and as soon as he left his position, they took advantage of it. That's very unfortunate.
Opportunistic are the Firebirds. They punch through first as Josh Glavin throws it back in behind the net of Vakari. Dryden Allen here for Anderson. Looking for a big hit was Glavin. Anderson may have toe picked there at the last second, and it could have been a fortunate bounce. Allen for James Paul. Stretch pass. Jimmy Lombardi onside, trying to throw it back in front. Anderson. Goals in his first 2 games as a Firebird. This is game number 3. Ryland Fellinger tries to drag around Liam Storch. Colosimo, point shot, saved by Shurigan. Rebound is loose, never got to the net. Move back up to the blue line, and it does come back down to the neutral zone for Christian Colosimo. That one off the stick of Aspinall, and then Lombardi. Carson Harmer gets it out of danger. Miroslav Satan for Klepov. Saginaw's leading scorer. 17 points in 10 games. He gets drilled on the far side wall. The puck comes back into the neutral zone. Jimmy Lombardi pushes it in past Levi Harper and around. Almost 5 minutes gone here in the first period. Ryland Cunningham has Flint up to a 1-0 lead. This is Carson Harmer back in behind the Firebird net. Dropping it back up. Charlie Murata on the intercept, looking to go back out for Brady Smith. One of the more recent additions, playing his first Firebirds game here after coming over in a trade with the Sioux Greyhounds. Carson Harmer wanted to push this ahead, and it is Murata to flag it down and move back for Pandrekar, who finds Graziano. The intercept at center. Klepov. Not where that puck was intended to go. Kostov throws it in. Another former Sioux Greyhound. Harper for Graydon Jones out of the Spirit end. Just pushed back in by Harmer, who's been flipped to the left wing after playing center for the majority of his time here in Saginaw. Chris Thibodeau back up through center. Hull's on this as well. Chase Hull in for Flint. Pushed in front, nobody home. Josh Colosimo back in behind the Firebird goal. This is Hull. Poke past Josh Colosimo, but after it is Flint's Thibodeau. Some jostling in the corner. Nobody can come away cleanly with this puck. Ryan Hanrahan in for the Spirit. Ian Gervais trying to fish that puck out from between the skates of Thibodeau. The shoulder of Colosimo will move the pile, and Hayden Bartz throws a stretch pass up. Dimas Jokin was tangled there with Colosimo, but no icing. Off the boards, held by Valeris. Long shot snapped wide. Hayden Bartz stops up in the offensive corner for the Spirit, takes a hit from Colosimo. James Paul takes an equally decent check from Dimas Jokin there. Chase Hull defensively. Back around for Dryden Allen. The outlet pass will roll its way back into the Spirit end. Healthy pace to this one. 6.5 gone, 1-0 thanks to Ryland Cunningham. Colosimo up to Bryson Morgan. Trying to stretch this one in with speed. A long shot. That's a stick save by Shurigan. Walk into the corner. He's met by Miroslav Shatan. Morgan can't spin off go, so this is Glavin. The check from Josh Bonnyman. Cunningham back on. Bouncing puck in the corner. Pulled out by Cunningham. Up to the point, Fellinger. Shot into traffic, and that goes up over the net. Similar to the one we saw go off the crossbar earlier in this game. Sema tries to feed Najim. He's wrapped up right now with Fellinger. The goaltender Vakari lays it back in behind his net. Bonnyman's got it on the near side here. Now it's Cunningham. A backhanded pass ahead for Bryson Morgan. Graydon Jones and Blake Barnes. Saginaw off the near side. Miroslav Shatan puts it right on through. A nice pass to feed Barnes into the circle, and a pad save by Vakari. Rebound there, and that is stopped on the chance from Nick Sema. Best two scoring chances of the period so far for Saginaw. Vakari stands tall. Cunningham's got the goal. It's 1-0 Flint. 12:32 left in the first, and we are back to Saginaw after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
You're looking for a better price on a better car, so dare to be different. Get to Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw, the only Hyundai dealer in the Great Lakes Bay region. See why Hyundai is so much better. Garber's certified factory-trained technicians, knowledgeable parts staff, and dedicated sales team will keep you coming back to Garber Hyundai. You really do get it all at Garber. Dare to be different. Choose better at Garber Hyundai on Bay Road in Saginaw. Online, garberhyundai.com.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Back inside the Dow Event Center. One goal in this game, and it is the first OHL goal in the career of Ryland Cunningham. Got the Firebirds up to a 1-0 lead here as they try to take a 3-0 lead in this Coors Light I-75 Divide Cup Series. Bryson Morgan and Luca Graziano pick up the helpers on the only goal in this game so far, and we'll see play stopped for an icing here. Been a string of first OHL goals for the Flint Firebirds in the last little bit. Last night it was Christian Colosimo and Luca Graziano finding the back of the net for the first time in that 5-4 win over Saginaw. Low shooting game. Just 22 shots on goal for the Firebirds. 34 for Saginaw. They dialed things up later on in the frame. We've got a D-zone face-off to contend with right now and a penalty coming up. Jimmy Lombardi is the guilty party and the tripping call. And he's windshield to windshield with Nick Sema right now, who's going to have a couple of things to say. Jacob Kluche is not in action tonight for the Saginaw Spirit, a result of a hit from Jimmy Lombardi in last night's contest. It will be a tripping penalty right now to Lombardi in this game and sending Saginaw to its first IBEW Local 557 power play. Saginaw 1 for 2 on the man advantage last night against Flint. We were going into the third period talking about it might just be one opportunity either way in that third frame. That's exactly what happened. Unable to capitalize on that one, but here's an opportunity as Harper's shot goes into the crease and a fast whistle here. As Vicari was sprawled out. That puck loose in the blue ice on the near side. Blown down by Hillary Brennan on the back goal post, unable to see that puck. So we drop it again. Gervais against Kostov. And Gervais is going to be waved out, so it's Barabanov. Some familiar faces on this Spirit power play. 18% of the man advantage so far this year. Middle of the pack. 10th best out of 20 here in the Ontario Hockey League. And a revolving door on this face-off here for Saginaw. Any more delays and they might find themselves down a man, or at least back at 4-on-4. As Harper keeps it in. Slid over. Getting the bump back from Gervais. Now the Spirit gets back to their normal spots on the power play. Klepov well back in the corner. Finds Barabanov. Klepov again. Waits through the C. Can't find Jilkin. Good read by the stick of Kostov. Jilkin locks him up though. Barabanov tries to poke it through Fellinger. Gets it loose. It's going to hop right over the stick of Klepov. Can he hold it in? Yes, he will, but he takes a hit. Jilkin's got it onside. Here's a chance. Jilkin waiting. Put it in front. Just tipped wide by Barabanov back in front. And it goes off the goaltender. Harper over. One-time drive and another save by Vicari on Klepov from 35 feet.
Great scoring opportunities. A handful of them.
Well, none of that happens if that's not kept in at the line by Nikita Klepov. Great chance from Jilkin.
I believe if there was a goal, they would have challenged that at the line. I'd like to see it because I know it was close, but I think it was right.
Chance on the back goal post for Igor Barabanov, and again, trying to throw it back in front. So we'll have to drop this puck again here. And a signal of hang on a second from Damian Figueroa, the other referee. They got to put some time back on the clock here. 11:31 and a question mark left in this first period. 6-5, the shots on goal. Shots brought to you by Frankenmuth Insurance and Saginaw by Underwriters. The Spirit have the slight edge there, though they trail 1-0, and we'll have to pick this puck up from their own end. Levi Harper, 10 points in his first 10 games in the OHL. Has impressed from the Spirit blue line, to say the least. Barabanov for Jilkin. Klepov down the right side. One of the Firebirds just picking up his stick. It's Colosimo. Jilkin spun off. Barabanov behind the net. Klepov in the circle. Barabanov again. Creeping out. Switching spots with Klepov and moving the puck to Levi Harper. Near side is Jilkin. This is Harper again. Back down low. The tip in front, stopped in front, and the rebound poked to the far boards. Neither Barabanov nor Gervais can get a good touch on that one. This one moved high to the zone, and Thibodeau finishes the job clearing inside 25 to go on the Spirit power play. Short chance here for the second unit. Nick Sema played his 250th OHL game last night. He's going to hold this puck onside again. Good work from Hammer. Hand back in front, looking to go there for Harmer. And the tip just could not work itself out. This is Storch back in behind the net. Dying seconds of the Lombardi tripping call. Puck comes free. Carson Harmer can't sweep that back in front. Lombardi is out. He's a home run passing option. That one nearly laid down flat for him out of the corner. Shurigan's got a paw at that one. Kind of caught in no man's land. That was a fortunate bounce for Lombardi. Does not end up in the back of the net. Here come the Spirit. Storch goes back to work below the goal line. One of 4 Michigan natives in this inter-Michigan matchup. Graziano down the right side. The Firebirds are onside. That's swept to the net. A glancing blow in front ends up back behind the goal. Glavin off the glass. That takes a strange bounce off of Stanchion, but stays in play. Graziano planted by Carson Harmer, and this puck back in behind the Spirit goal. Jimmy Lombardi, shouldered by James Go, and this is Josh Glavin again. Pass up to Brody Najim. Couple of Sarnia natives trying to move this puck into the offensive zone. Spirit had to touch up after a little hiccup at the line. James Paul wheels this for Dryden Allen. Aiden Barks looking for a glancing blow. Josh Bonnyman throws it on through. It gets a chance in front. Morgan trying to lift that one as Najim just could not get the stick back in front. Spirit aren't out of the woods yet. This is Thoyer. Defensively, the move from Miroslav Shatan. Paul keeps it in for the Firebirds. Ryan and Allen back to the seam, looking for Bryson Morgan. Gets it back from his captain, Aspinall. Morgan spins and finds Allen. Point shot, fought off by Shurigan. The rebound is loose. And the goaltender's going to reel it in and cover through some tense moments. 8:50 to go. It stays a 1-0 game here in the first period. Some good chances for the Flint Firebirds, who had not been in the offensive zone in a while. They look pretty happy to be back there.
They came with a vengeance on that rush.
Shurigan having to look through the screen on that second opportunity there.
Yeah, good goaltending.
Couple of broken
Big man
plays.
got down low.
Faceoff's going to come to Shurigan's right here. 7th consecutive start for the native of Samara, Russia. Played the 4th most games in the Russian Junior League last year with MHK Mola Perm. Paul spins this back in. Shurigan's out of his net to play it, and he's going to have a little bit of time. The Firebirds change, so he drops it off for Graydon Jones. Up for Barabanov. A lot of room down the right side. Drops it back. Zilkin takes a shot, and that's punched aside by Vakari. Jones down the boards. Back in behind the Flint net. Murata as Barabanov takes a glancing blow from Dryden Allen. Firebirds moving up the near side wall. Alex Kostov pulls it toward the middle of the ice. Move between his own legs to try and get around Barnes. Taken down, spins it in front. It's taken away by Klepov. Zilkin just one hands and curls that puck out into Flint real estate. So a reset moment here for the Spirit with 8 minutes left in the first. Turned over. Here's Zilkin. Can he get away from the Firebirds? Back down below the goal line. He peels off Kolosov. Puts it in front. Here's Klepov, the shot. That may have hit Barabanov in front. Kostov back in behind the net. Grade A scoring chance. Kostov back on a 2-on-1 for the Firebirds. Takes a shot and rings it off the far post. Inches away at both ends from finding another goal. Firebirds regroup. Tired group of Spirit players is back to the bench. Thibodeau takes a shot. Kicked out by Shurigan. Looked a little uncomfortable making that save, but he made it. Thibodeau falling up the far side boards. Drops it off for Urban Podrekar back in behind the Saginaw net. Slovenian defender. Rotating in the zone. Takes another lap, and that shot goes into some bodies. Nobody knows where it is. It's in some equipment. Finally drops out from Liam Storch. And now it's Podrekar again. Thrown back in front. Looking to the backdoor haul. It's off some bodies. Gervais and Shurigan keep it out. Now it'll be moved up the near side by Ryan Hanrahan. Tries to poke it on through. Up into the air. Podrekar knocks shoulders with Storch. Chris Thibodeau off the boards. Spirit forces steal. Gervais finds Storch. A turning shot. That one snuck up on Vakari and goes wide. Up the near side wall, Glavin. And Storch changes. Nick Sema hops on for him and pokes it there for Hanrahan. Spirit have numbers. Hanrahan for Sema, the shot. Rebound! Chance out, 2 saves made by Vakari, and they clear the rebound.
Great opportunity.
Not one, but two. And a whistle here. Have the Firebirds been called for too many men on the ice and all the confusion? There are quite a few Navy sweaters on the playing surface here at the Dow Event Center. 6:28 left in the period. Face-off will come back down to our left. Here's an extra look. As we see that chance, Zilkin, it does go off Barabanov. We told you we'd give you an extra look at that.
Oh, they didn't call it.
So it was not a too many men on the ice penalty. Just trying to sneak a change towards the icing. So it resulted in an offensive zone draw for the Spirit, and the same bodies having to stay on for Flint. Klepov out of the corner. Zilkin rotating. Dropped it off now for Jones. Cuts to the middle. Back up top. Zilkin fakes the shot, pulls one, and that's over the bar. Josh Colosimo kept in though by Saginaw's Jones. Here comes James Go. The pass is cut off before it can get to Zilkin. The Flint captain, Nathan Aspinall, there for Thibodeau. Stolen by Barabanov. He'll be taken down, and play continues as this is flipped out the other way by Graziano. Jimmy Lombardi. Back in for Graziano. They regroup. Firebirds go to the air. The high flip has been one of their favorite tricks here in the first period. It's worked out for them. Darian Anderson for Lombardi. A rising shot up and over the bar. Ball back around. Jimmy Lombardi. Awkward collision with James Go. That'll get the Spirit bench going. Here comes Dima Zilkin. Cuts on through. Taken down after a glancing blow with a stick. And now he's thrown it right onto the tape of Lombardi. The drop pass cannot be gotten cleanly by Aspinall. Anderson throws it in front. Loose puck. Lombardi corrals it in the circle. Keeps play alive. This one up high. Allen Down into the corner, Anderson back to Allen up high. Walks the line, sends a shot intentionally wide. Bodies together all over the place. That one off of Aspinall. And finally, we've got the penalty out of all of this. And I believe it'll just be on Josh Glavin. 5:06 left in the first period. Saginaw to its first Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill. We are back after this. 1-0 Flint here in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
If you're a homeowner, you have plenty to think about, like cleaning the gutters, investigating that banging noise, deciding which flowers to plant this year. One thing about being a homeowner you can think less about, questions about home insurance when you have State Farm. Your local State Farm agent is there to help you understand your coverage options and choose the protection that meets your needs, so you can focus on your home, and we'll focus on helping protect it.
Contact State Farm agent Ryan Coe to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Back inside the Dow Event Center. Josh Glavin. A penalty for interference coming up out of this media stoppage. So Saginaw to its first Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill here in this contest. After it's been some frantic play back and forth, Firebirds get their first power play chance of the game. They were 1 for 2 last night in Flint as well. It's a one-time drive to start out the man advantage goes wide. Ryan and Allen. The chase hall, back to Allen. Given over to one-timer by Graziano, stung Xander Valeris. Allen has it again. Graziano back to Allen. The battle in front is between James Go and Bryson Morgan. Hall has this at the top of the zone, and Allen again looking for the high one-timer. That goes wide as well. Graziano and Valeris come together. This is Charlie Marana taken awkwardly into the boards by Saginaw's Gervais. Shaken, but he gets back up. Chase Hall keeps the puck at the right point. Spins off Storch to be at least deflected back out the center by Gervais. Spirit sneak off a couple of penalty killers. Graziano brings things back in for the Firebirds before being jammed up there by James Go. Puck back in front. Nice little between the legs pass by Thibodeau, but nobody there. This puck up high. It's Raban Padrekar again. Has controlled a lot of the play for the Firebirds in the offensive zone so far in this game. 50 seconds left on the Josh Glavin penalty. Thibodeau for Padrekar. Top unit comes out here for Paul Flash. Padrekar back and forth with Lombardi. Chase Hall has stayed on for this entire power play so far. Chris Thibodeau weaving his way in, takes a shot, gets blocked, pinballs off of Hayden Barch. A little friendly fire there, but Shurigan makes the save. Lombardi turns it back into the corner, Kostov. Nathan Aspinall just now getting onto the ice here. Spirit can't clear. Padrekar just inside the line. Back and forth with Lombardi. Aspinall's got to get untangled. A shot through traffic tip at the last second is saved by Shurigan before Chris Thibodeau can get an extra poke at it. Good stick work by James Go. He may have tied up Thibodeau at the very last possible moment. 14 seconds left on the Glavin penalty.
Pretty good kill so far.
Firebird power play coming into this game, though. 3 for 7 against the Spirit in the season series thus far. 3:19 left here in this first period. D-zone face-off, won back by the Spirit, but unable to be gotten out. Padrekar over. Kostov, lots of room. Rips that one high. This will settle down off the glass. Thibodeau back into the circle. Thrown in front. Save made by Shurigan. The rebound goes off the outside of the cage. Aspinall quickly back to the bench. Penalty time expires. Glavin is on, but Thibodeau trying to take advantage of the confusion. Drops it off. Padrekar. Glavin, the high man for the Spirit. This is Graziano now. Takes another shot. That one glances off the skate of Lombardi. Both teams 0 for 1 in the power play so far. Padrekar for Kostov. Firebirds content to stay set up in the offensive zone. Kostov takes a shot right on, and the save is made by Stepan Shurigan. And the chest protector keeps that one in front of him. And Shurigan talking to the official right now and saying his goalpost may have come off. That net may have been off for the duration of that play.
Looks like it has been.
As the peg not exactly setting where it needs to. Little help from Damian Figueroa. So Shurigan's net is all set. Harmer and Hanrahan win this puck back off the draw. James Goat sets up back behind his goaltender. Brody Najib. Cough that puck up to Bryson Morgan. Trying to get it back. Needs some help from Hanrahan. Ryan Allen on the regroup here for Paul. That one partially broken up by Saginaw's Najib. The Firebirds do still get things into the offensive end. Najib's got it back after a pass from Harmer. Allen with Hanrahan in hot pursuit. Drop back to Paul. Up the near boards. Josh Bonnyman. Cross ice feed intercepted by Hanrahan. Not cleanly onto the stick of Carson Harmer. Here comes Bonnyman again. Ryland Cunningham. Lone goal in this game, the first of his OHL career. Cunningham's got it. Taken away by Hanrahan. Poked away. Najib getting this out of danger for Harmer. This group will have to change for Saginaw. Kostov plays it with a high stick. This is Najib following on for the Spirit. Can't find an option in the offensive zone. So Zhilkin closes off Podrekar here with 90 seconds left in period one. Kostov looking for Murata. Tangled up by Glavin. Nobody gets to it cleanly. Zhilkin bumped by Kostov. Barabanov. Now it's Klepov down from the goal line. Trying to go high from a sharp angle. Ryland Fellinger. A little bump from Barabanov. Glavin moves it to Blake Barnes. Shot off the leg. Loose puck comes down to Klepov. He's got to chase it down. Couldn't corral it. Klepov's pass. Disrupted by Smith. Murata. The bump for Barabanov. Nikita Klepov looking to steal this one. Down the wing goes Klepov. Turning away from Graziano. The official has to hop out of the way. Drops it back. This is Barabanov taken into the boards on an awkward shove from Klepov, and Zhilkin not thrilled with the treatment of his line mate. 46.7 to go in the first, and a power play coming up for Saginaw unless anything else happens in this scrum that is considered coloring outside the lines a little too much. Cross-checking penalty coming up to Kostov. So a late power play chance here for the Spirit. And Barabanov will stretch out the neck and the shoulder a little bit, but he's no worse for wear. He's going to stay out to start the man advantage here for Chris Lazary. A couple of late changes for the Firebirds as Ryland Fellinger and Urban Podrekar come on. Ryan Allen back to the Flint bench. This puck goes right to the goaltender, Vakari, off the draw. As Barabanov and Podrekar a little bit more here, as we're down to 45. And some change in the first period. Coming up in the first intermission, we will talk with Scott Ellis of Great Lakes Bay Pride. It is Pride Night here at the Dow Event Center on this Sunday evening. We'll sit down with Scott at ice level and break down this fast-paced, energetic first period. Still got 30 seconds left in it. Levi Harper holds the puck. Lombardi tried to change that. Couldn't do it. So they hit the line with speed. It's quickly slowed down for Gervais. Backing through. Zhilkin, Barabanov. Pass deflected by Jimmy Lombardi. He was looking for Levi Harper. One more chance to end the period. Up for Dima Zhilkin. Spins it in against Fellinger. Zhilkin drops it back. Barabanov's shot gets tied up. Fellinger will clear. As this puck's going to pop out of the corner. That's it for one. No shortage of excitement in that first period. These two teams very rarely disappoint, and they have not so far through 20 minutes. 11 shots apiece, only one goal. It's off the stick of Ryland Cunningham, the first of his OHL career. We take a break. When we come back, we sit down with Scott Ellis of Great Lakes Bay Pride. Back with Scott after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At My Michigan Health, we are committed to our purpose of creating healthy communities together each and every day. It is an honor to serve our neighbors by improving access to care, investing in local organizations and initiatives, identifying and addressing the needs of our communities, and working alongside students seeking a future in healthcare. Together, we can build healthier communities for today and long into tomorrow. My Michigan Health, your go-to place. Learn more about us at mymichigan.org.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
Independent Bank is proud to be the corporate sponsor of your Saginaw Spirit. We've been banking in Michigan for 160 years and have always put our customers and communities first. We pride ourselves on being a full-service bank, offering an exceptional banking experience for personal, small business, and commercial banking customers, helping them to achieve financial independence. Be a game changer. Be independent. Member FDIC.
News coverage.
As many as 800 people are feared dead in a deadly earthquake in eastern Afghanistan.
The Trump administration is looking to step up immigration enforcement in cities around the U.S.
Chicago is a hellhole right now.
Well, it's an invasion with U.S. troops.
News.
Gretchen Whitmer has scheduled a special election to fill the 35th district Senate.
Mike Pacigalupo entering a plea in the federal wire fraud case.
News coverage on WSGW. This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
Fourth annual Pride Night, so pleased to be joined by Scott Ellis of Great Lakes Bay Pride. And Scott, you've gotten quite the game so far here through 20 minutes, and pleased to have you guys back here again for the fourth annual Pride Night here. And it's something that, as we kind of stack up the years, just how much sweeter and how much more important has this gotten to yourself here over the last 4 years?
Well, it's great to be back for our fourth year, and I just want to thank our partners at Dow and Glad Plus, for joining us and the Saginaw Spirit organization to make this happen.
So, Scott, for those unfamiliar, Great Lakes Bay Pride here in the region, how did it start? How long has it been going? And what are kind of, again, it's tough to simplify, but the main role of it here in the region?
Yeah, so a few years ago, to build on our inclusive and, LGBTQ plus affirming work here in the region, we teamed up with Dow and Glad Plus to bring another, sporting event. We've been doing this with the Loons for a number of years, and it was our chance to bring it here to the Dow Event Center and the Saginaw Spirit hockey team. And it's been a great partnership, and we're happy to have that here.
And for yourself, your role with Great Lakes Bay Pride, how's that kind of evolved as the years have gone on?
Yeah, so I started out as a volunteer years ago and worked myself into a full-time job, and now we are providing programming across 4 counties here in the Great Lakes Bay region and seeing more folks engaged with us every year.
Is that kind of how most folks get involved? They start out as kind of just, well, I'm going to get involved, I'm going to see where I can volunteer, and then it just kind of grows from there, and they find themselves higher up in the organization?
Absolutely.
And for, at this point, nights like this to bring people together in the building here, and why is that so important? I mean, it might seem like a tough question to kind of boil down, but from your perspective, why are nights like tonight so important?
Visibility. It all comes down to visibility. We were fortunate to have almost a dozen partners in the Red Room before the game started who were sharing information about their organizations and programs, and I think we had just over 3,000 tickets here for the game tonight, so that's 3,000 people that we're getting this message in front of.
Well, Scott, appreciate the time. Thanks so much for coming on. Good to see you here for year 4. We'll see you again for year 5.
Thanks a lot.
Scott Ellis of Great Lakes Bay Pride. It is Pride Night here inside the Dow Event Center. Right now, a 1-0 lead for the Flint Firebirds. Saginaw, I'd like to carve into that coming up here in the second period. We take a break. When we come back, we'll bring Dennis DeRose back into things, break down that first period. Lots of action. 1-0 Flint. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At Garber Chevy Chesaning, better means you get it all. Better prices, better selection, and better service. Our factory-trained technicians keep your vehicle in top condition. We have everything your vehicle needs, even tires. Come see us at Garber Chevy Chesaning and see how you can get it all. At the corner of M52 and M57, online at GarberChesaning.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Unwind on a fall color tour or simply wander a while on scenic trails. Handpick ripe apples and pumpkins, savor warm donuts and fresh pressed cider, and slip into the coziness of harvest season. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Mike Miner to create your personal price plan today.
It's time for your intermission report from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Here's Dylan Clark.
No shortage of chances, as we said. Cunningham, an opportunistic goal scored there, as it was the helmet of Trevor Thoyer that came off. Cunningham comes in, fills in the lane, and the Firebirds do the rest. And it was, again, we talked about the timing of it. It was a small window. Flint made the most of it. Mason Vakar, the other story this first period. Couple of high-danger chances. This one down the right side. Nick Sema gets not one but two cracks at it. Vakari made 11 saves in that first period. And some goalposts for Stepan Shurigan. He made some stops as well, 10 out of 11 in that first frame. It's not like he wasn't busy either. Stepan Shurigan making his seventh consecutive start. Some more high-danger chances in the offensive end. Saginaw on the power play. But regardless, no goals for them. Two more stops there for Vakari. We take a look at our intermission stats. They're brought to you by Raymond. 11 shots apiece. Both teams unsuccessful on the power play. The Spirit will have an abbreviated minute and 14 seconds left on the man advantage when they come back to start out period two. But we'll bring it back up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Dylan Clark alongside Dennis DeRosier. And Rosie, we'll go back. Maybe we'll start with the Flint goal. The helmet lost by Trevor Thoyer. Unfortunately timed, but for a Flint team that's looking to make it three unanswered against Saginaw as far as wins go, you got to make the most of your opportunities.
Yeah, he was between a rock and a hard spot there. You know, if he stays, he gets a penalty for playing with no helmet. If he leaves, he vacates his position, and that's what happened. They filled it in and basically got a pretty easy goal because he wasn't there. Not his fault. That's the way the rules are written, and he followed the rules. But very unfortunate that it did happen that way.
Well, I feel like that's one of those instances that it happens so infrequently that as a player, when it does happen, there's almost a moment of panic. Like, wait,
what do I do now?
What do I do? Yeah. I mean, are there any other moments like that you can kind of point to as a player? Because it's such a unique situation.
I think the only other one I can relate to is if you pick a fight with a really big guy and you're saying, what was I thinking?
So a moment of panic there.
A little panic, but no, it's that's a situation where he had to make a decision. And I think he waited as long as he could in order to make that decision, and then realized, I got to get out of here or I'm going to put my team in a hole with a penalty. So he took off, and unfortunately, Flint took advantage of his absence and ended up scoring a relatively easy goal.
Well, and back at the other end, the Spirit 11 shots on Mason Vakari, who's played some of the best hockey of his career here over the last couple of weeks. A pair of shutouts 2 weeks ago, beat Saginaw last night, but he's looked dialed in here, though. The quality of the Spirit scoring chances, they've been able to strike a couple times off the rush. They're not beating the goaltender yet, but they're getting those high danger chances.
They had some chances. I thought both goaltenders played pretty well. A 1-0 game, and again, I hate to use the word desperate, but it's two teams that are desperate for a win. They got to get their season on track here. So all in all, it was a pretty good period when you consider there's a lot at stake early on for each one of these teams.
Really good tempo in this game so far, a little bit quicker than what we saw last night to start things out in the North Financial Center. But does it seem like, at least in that first period, once a team gets into the offensive zone, they're kind of set up and camped out there for 2 or 3 minutes at a time?
Yeah,
we saw that at both ends.
Both teams played that situation very well. They filled in holes. They threw the puck to open spots, to open men, and I thought both teams played very well in the offensive zone.
Well, 1:14 left on the Spirit power play when they do come out to start the second period. You like their puck movement early on their first chance?
I do, and I like the fact that they're able to start the period on a power play. That can set the tone. If they get good momentum going, they can get good jump, get Flint back on their heels a little bit. That could carry over to the next few shifts. So it's a great way to start, even better if you score.
Well, big opportunity here for Saginaw to start the second period. They trail Flint 1-0. We take a break. When we come back, before we start that second period, we'll take a look around the OHL, the out-of-town scoreboard as we wrap up rivalry weekend here in the OHL. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Are you looking to make a sweet change in your career? Plant your career with Michigan Sugar Company. Michigan Sugar Company is now hiring STEM, skilled trades, maintenance, and general labor roles at their Bay City, Carroll, Croswell, and Seaboing factories. Visit michigansugar.com/careers for a full list of available roles and to start your application today. Michigan Sugar Company, making life sweeter since 1906.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life, where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
As proud sponsors of the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Team, the Barb Smith Suicide Resource and Response Network invite you to join us in supporting the players in our community. Our mission is to prevent suicide through education, advocacy, connection to resources, and support for those impacted by suicide. Visit us at srrn.net. That's srrn.net to learn more about our programs and events. Let's go Spirit!
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Have the lead as we wrap up rivalry week here in the OHL. We'll take a look around the rest of the league. Everybody's pretty much handled business here on this Sunday, with the exception of Saginaw, Flint, and then Oshawa and Peterborough, the classic 6:05 Sunday evening start at the Tribute Community Center. But what a weekend and what a game it was for the Brampton Steelheads. 7-2 over the Erie Otters. They got up early, 3-1, and they did not let go of that lead. They sent the Otters to their eighth loss of the season. Saginaw will see Erie in their next home game coming up on Saturday, October the 24th. That'll be a rematch of that first-round playoff series that went Erie's way in 5 games last spring. 3-2 in overtime. Things a little bit closer between the Kitchener Rangers and the London Knights. Caden Schneider, Weston Cameron, the 2 regulation goals for Kitchener. Henry Brustevich, his 4th of the season, has really stepped up and filled in the vacancy left by Oliver Bonk on the London blue line. He and Caden Hawkins had the 2 goals for London in regulation, but it was Jakob Kromiak, the game winner in OT, 2nd of the season for the defenseman. And a shootout victory for North Bay, 3-2 over the Barrie Colts. Reiner Cowley and Adrian Manzo, the 2 regulation goals. Cole Baudouin had a pair. And the shootout winner, the only goal in the shootout, Nick Wellenreiter, saw the battalion through to a 3-2 shootout victory. Kingston 4-2 over the Ottawa 67s. Mason Vicari's former club continues right on rolling along. Kingston, their 7th win on the season. They improved to 7-3-0-1. Right up towards the top of the OHL's Eastern Conference. Your out-of-town scoreboard, of course, 1-0. The Oshawa Generals and the Peterborough Petes. Only goal there, Oni Calto, his 3rd of the season. Can't forget about those folks who are the only other game still in action right now. We've got some action to get to here. That's your out-of-town scoreboard presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Second period is coming up. Minute 14 of power play time for the Saginaw Spirit. What can they do with it? We'll find out soon. Back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
From the depths of the ocean to the farthest reaches of space, Corning's technologies push the boundaries of what's possible. We're the world's leading innovator in glass and ceramic science, and we're innovating right here in Michigan. Corning's solar wafer site in Hemlock is helping guarantee American energy security. We're investing in our local Michigan communities. That's why Corning is a proud sponsor of the Saginaw Spirit. Learn more about Corning today at corning.com.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week. Make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Garber is your local Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer. Family owned, locally trusted. And we're more than the place you buy your vehicle. We're where your vehicle is serviced by factory trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at your local Jeep and Ram dealer. Garber, Bay Road, Saginaw. Online 24/7 at garbercdjr.com.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
The Ramsey Show.
My wife and I recently got on the budget. We have $370,000 of debt, all student loans. So I'm a doctor. I am in residency. I have 2 more years left.
The thing you have to avoid then is getting what we call doc-itis. You go buy a new BMW to prove that you're a new MD instead of paying off your freaking student loans.
No, I've heard of that disease and I studied it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Ramsey Show, weeknights at 9 on WSGW.
Hi, this is Caleb Papineau, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
For another minute, some change here. And the Spirit look to take early advantage in period 2. Sebastian Gervais sends it around. It's Kostov in the box on a cross-checking penalty. The opportunity up high is Barabanov in the circle. Shot may have been partially blocked there by Ryland Fellinger. Saved by Vakari, but Klepov now in the circle. Throws it on through. Zhilkin. A weight shift, and he goes back to Levi Harper, but gets it back. 3 points against Flint last night. Zhilkin for Barabanov. Trying to play there with Ryland Fellinger. He's got 3 Firebirds all around him. He played it well as Zhilkin take the tap back down low. He ventures out into the neutral zone. 35 left on this power play here for Saginaw. Zhilkin drops it off for Levi Harper. Igor Barabanov shifts into the corner. Backhanded pass, deflected by Lombardi. Gervais back for Barabanov. Put into the wall by Fellinger. The pass comes in front. Klepov throws it in there. Off the toe of the goaltender's skate before being chopped out of play by Fellinger.
Good opportunity.
Another close call on a broken play that almost ends up in the back of the net. Barabanov and Fellinger going for that puck at the same time. And it just ends up over the netting. Another close call. 13 seconds left on the Kostov penalty. Off the draw, Hanrahan taps it back. Jones. James Go. Sweeps it through. Hanrahan puts it high and into the corner. James Go. Hanrahan again into the power play. Puts it in front. The tip there. Vakari makes the save as Sema put his stick in the lane. Penalty time is done. Josh Colosimo. And the even strength Firebirds move their way into the zone. Saginaw over 2 in the man advantage tonight. Heads up. That's going to be poked up and out of play. Over the bench, into the seats. 18:32 to go in the second as Kostov is back on. He'll go back to the Firebird bench. Good chance there for Ryan Hanrahan on the second power play unit. Just shovels that one up and over the bar. Hanrahan, it was announced on Wednesday, would join Team Canada White at the U17 World Challenge up in Nova Scotia next month. GM Dave Drinkle will serve as the Director of Operations for Team Canada Red. Hanrahan will be on the other side with White. Nick over the line, and a rising shot. That one fought off by Vakari, goes into the netting. That had some whistle to it. It looked like it can't have felt too good as it caught Vakari up high, maybe
it did,
in the collarbone.
That was a sizzler. That was a good shot. See, we'll let go.
3 goals in just 8 games to start his over 8 season here by Nick Sema. Let's see if we can get a look at the velocity on that one. Save up high by Vakari. Zilkin's going to take this draw. Aspinall wins it back for Allen, then tapped around for Paul. Darian Anderson runs out of real estate. Puck pulled back by Paul. And into the safety behind his own net. Zilkin won't let it be safe for long. Their battle spills up to the far boards. Barabanov pokes it away, and Barnes wanted to leave it back there for miscommunication. Anderson would have been offside. And he lets Aspinall touch up, and that could have been a home run pass for Zilkin. And instead, it's an icing. 17:45 left here in period 2. Saginaw, the only 3 shots on goal in this period so far. And the lines have been jumbled a little bit with the injury to Jacob Kluche. Lower body injury sustained on that check. The collision with Jimmy Lombardi in yesterday's game. Only other line change for the Spirit is that Brody Papoy is on the shelf. He took warm-ups, was the late scratch, and the Spirit go with 11-7. 7 on the blue line here tonight as Igor Barabanov gets the extra lesson here off the draw. Zilkin pulls out the sand wedge and puts that puck high into the air. Kostov for the Firebirds. Charlie Murata, another player who's going to get ready to go to U17s. He'll be with Team Canada Red. Week overall pick of the Firebirds this spring. 6 points in his first 8, now 9 OHL games. Miroslav Shatan for Klepov. Harper slung over. Long one-timer by Zilkin, fought off by Vakari. Brady Smith, former Sioux Greyhound and Oshawa General, playing in his first game here in the blue, orange, and silver of Flint. Goes down for an icing. 3 minutes gone here in the period. And it had been a meeting between Smith and the Spirit and the Sioux Greyhounds on Wednesday. Was traded the next day, did not play on Saturday's matchup between these two hockey teams. 1 goal in 11 games so far here in his sophomore OHL season. As they'll have to work from a D-zone draw. Thoyer snaps his shot. That one off the chest protector. Vakari doesn't know where it is. Shatan getting moved into the goaltender. Couldn't get a clean shot off. This is Murata back up through center. Saginaw knocking on the door here. Early in the second period, down 1-0. Down behind the play is Murata getting back up. Ryland Fellinger throws out the stick, and so this is Liam Storch back ahead for Thoyer. Up the near side, Cunningham. Can't poke it past James Go to get out to center. Christian Colosimo for Fellinger. Then it's Bryson Morgan. Shifty move to move that into the Spirit end. Shurigan there to play it. He's got to run some interference there on Cunningham. A little bit of a tense moment as he was out to play it. Cunningham and Jones locked up. In behind the Spirit net, almost 4 minutes gone in the period. Finally moved out by Sebastian Gervais. Long shoot it, picked up off the wall. They're going to blow an icing down there as Harmer got in against Ryland Fellinger. Not in time, they'll say.
Close. Very close.
Chris Lazary letting his opinions be known on the icing right now. Sebastian Gervais, one of the elder statesmen here in the OHL, as there you see the play blown down. Gervais' second most among active OHLers as he plays in his 269th OHL game. Third all-time in Spirit history right now. Trying to chase down Cole Koski at 302 by the end of the year. Late January, if things stay on track. As Podrekar has that poked away by Carson Harmer. He's got a chance against Graziano. Harmer cuts in and shoots. That's into the glass. Sema throws it in front, looking for Harmer again, and it doesn't lay down for him. Glavin tries to push it there. Nick Sema comes down, gets a piece of Chase Hull, but Hull tried to duck under the majority of the hit. Sema gets it back in. Sema finishes his check on Podrekar. Down the boards it goes. James goes spun in front, and it rolls up on Sema. Glavin will post it back in. Harmer stumbles. Puck taken by Chris Thibodeau. Firebirds counterattack. Harmer's all over Thibodeau. They bounce off a linesman as a Spirit player and a Firebird player go sliding into the net. Nick Sema's shot is blocked, and down at the other end, the net has come off. The Spirit got their scoring chance there. 15:02 to go. Nick Sema trying to do what he can to get things rolling here. Played OHL game number 250 last night in Flint, 7th most among active OHLers. And again, he's been a force for this Spirit hockey team. Getting better as every season goes on. 18 points his first year in Saginaw, 35 last year. Just shy of a point per game clip here in his overage season. He's been, as they continue to have a conversation right now, are they going to move this face-off? As we got bogged down in the stats, Nick Sema is making a good point right now. Why would that face-off come down in the Spirit end? As the net got knocked off after a collision between one player from each club. So they drop it in the neutral zone just outside the Firebirds end. Back and behind, Harmer trying to spin it in front. Stick left by Sema, keeps the play alive. Valeris at the point, into traffic, off a body, lays down. Pinballs back up to the Flint blue line. Darian Anderson off the stick of Lombardi. Glavin steps in front of him. They go into the boards together. Anderson knocks shoulders with Sema. The joust. Sees that puck come out. Roll up to the right point. A shot by Fellinger. Aspinall loose in front. That one sent wide. Shurigan, a little yard sale there. I don't know that he had to make a save on that. Got to be careful as far as throwing the stick goes. Jimmy Lombardi down low. This is Aspinall. Floated in front. Swing and a miss there by Anderson. Looking for his third goal in as many games. Aspinall, top line. Continues to go to work here. That shot tipped off of Sema and goes wide. Nathan Aspinall here as the Firebirds get really set up for the first time here in the second period. 6 minutes gone in it. They still lead it 1-0. Fellinger, good moves at the top of the zone. Colosimo away from a sliding Harmer. Christian Colosimo off the outside of the goal. Pops way up into the air. Nobody could see it. Almost close enough for Dennis to reach out and catch.
I know, I'm ducking.
Walker saved by Shurigan. Puck to the boards and out to center. Fellinger up for Kostov. Josh Glavin. Christian Colosimo as it's played off the stick of Saginaw's Gervais. Charlie Murata picks it back up in behind the Firebird net. The 68 formerly worn by Ethan Hay for many years in Flint. He gets crunched there by Dimas Jokin. And of course, Hay wore the same number as the captain of the Spirit just about a year later. Jokin back and forth with Klepov. Here they come. Barabanov in front for Harper. Can't get the shot away. Harper back and behind the Flint net. Barabanov with 7 gone here in the period. In front for Zilkin. It's under the pad, but not through.
That was a good opportunity.
Vakari flips that right leg out. The puck gets stuck. 12:56 to go. Strong save. Keeps it a 1-0 game. We're back to Saginaw after this in your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Chris Barrios to create your personal price plan today.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Back inside the Dow Event Center. It's a one-goal game. That was very nearly not the case as Nathan Aspinall. Pretty darn good opportunity on Stepan Shurigan goes full prone, full desperation. It does not result in a shot as he got tied up with the stick of Shurigan and Gervais as well. Bit of a close call there. And Mason Vicari down to our right taps his goal post to get ready. He had a pretty good scoring chance come his way off the stick of Zhilkin that just got stuck under his pad prior to that last media timeout. D-zone face-off, controlled by the Firebirds, thrown off the Spirit's shoulder. Graziano taps it off the wall there for Jimmy Lombardi. Up and ahead, Anderson, lots of speed, puts it in front, nobody was there. Lombardi on the far boards, locks up with Zhilkin. Arian Anderson now, wants the centering pass. Turned up the boards, Graziano. Long shot into traffic, off the stick of Zhilkin and wide. Anderson for Podrekar. Back for Nathan Aspinall. Takes a shot off the leg. That goes wide. But back in front. Aspinall. Turning this one around the Ranger fifth rounder. Puts it there for Podrekar. Spins it back in. Jimmy Lombardi, LA Kings prospect. He and Aspinall, 2 of 5 NHL draftees on this Firebird lineup. Shoveled in front. Saved by Shurigan, awkwardly so, but he made it. Now a turnover. This one put in front by Bonnyman. Blocked by Graydon Jones. The puck taken by Barabanov on the far board. Spirit hemmed in right now. They'd like to move back out the other way. Here comes Zhilkin. Long shot. Simple stick save from Vicari. Flipped to the air by Graziano. Settled down by Levi Harper. Tap there for Parks. Surprised by Bonnyman. This is Bryson Morgan who lost the puck. Now it's a free-for-all looking for it. Finally taken away by Miroslav Zatan. Lofted out the center by Ryan Hanrahan. Ryan Allen back in the Flint end. Pursued by Brody Najan. James Paul at the near side. Cunningham drilled by Parks. Here comes Hanrahan. Stepping towards the middle. Hanrahan left the puck behind on the shooting attempt. Blake Barnes chops it off the wall. Firebirds throw it back up. Here comes Cunningham. One already. Steps in and a blocker save by Shurigan. Denies a second. And whoa. The goalpost slides off on Shurigan as he tried to brace there. It came off pretty easily. 11:04 to go in the period. Good opportunity there. And Shurigan flashes out that blocker hand on Ryland Cunningham.
You know, with the number of opportunities we've had both teams to score, I'm surprised it's still 1-0.
12 saves for Mason Vicari, or 12 for Stepan Shurigan, rather. 18 stops for Vicari. And Shurigan's going to get busy again here. Is this puck drifting in? A glove on top. Barch and Thibodeau will exchange Christmas cards. And those two, each with brothers on the U.S. National Team Development Program. Hayden Barch's brother, Kane. Christopher's brother, Cannon. Of course, there's going to be a lot of overlap. Kane Barch, a first-round pick of the Kitchener Rangers in this year's OHL priority selection as well. Face-off ends up in the corner. This is James Go. Into the skate of Josh Glavin. Thibodeau's got it again. Thrown in front. Here's a chance. Josh Colosimo and a great stretching save. Left skate of Shurigan was there. His finest work of the hockey game for sure. James Go. Up to Gervais. They want to get one back for their goaltender. He drops it off for Storch. Here they come. Storch to the net. That shot off the outside of the cage, and the goaltender too. Liam Storch from the corner. Locked up. Trevor Thoyer there against Chase Hull, and it's into the corner once again. Thoyer. Moved there by Christian Colosimo. Hull's on that puck. Up the right side. Thibodeau's got a lane with James Go back checking. A partially blocked shot. A save by Shurigan. And Josh Glavin's going to let Josh Colosimo know that he does not appreciate the extra poke at the glove hand of Stepan Shurigan. Right at the whistle. All's fair there. 10:13 to go in the second.
Both guys did what they're supposed to do. Front player go for the puck. Saginaw player Lets them know you can't go for the puck in that situation.
Those you just talked about prior to that last stoppage, some of the work that the goaltenders have been doing in this game, and you're surprised it's not a higher score. Left pad by Stepan Shurgin. It helps being 6'5".
They both played very, very well up to this point.
A little bit extra off this face-off here. Stepan Shurgin looking to bounce back after a 17 save on 22 shot night at the North Financial Center on Saturday. So knock that puck down and quickly shuffle it to the boards. Nick Sema looking for Carson Harmer. That'll stall the Spirit breakout. Xander Valeris hops up though. 4-on-2. They hit the line, and that shot through traffic off the leg of Padrekar. Here come the Firebirds. Aspinall with Sema right in his grill. Cross-ice pass. Anderson shoots, and a save made again by Shurgin.
Good save.
And Darian Anderson, though he's not yet found the back of the net in this game, he has had a couple of really good scoring chances as he looks to continue a hot start here. And just 5 goals last year for the Lincoln Stars, but he is shooting early and often here for Flint. D-zone face-off. Taken by the Spirit, moved around. Allen holds for the Firebirds, pushed down into the corner. This is Charlie Murata off the outside of the cage. The puck continues the pinball. Off the boards. James Paul back for Kostov. Paul rips that in front off a stick and into the crowd. So we'll drop the puck again here, 9:26. We talked about that Alex Kostov trade back in January of 24. It was a big move for both hockey teams, the Sioux Greyhounds and the Flint Firebirds, and the Spirit saw the immediate impact of it because it sent Gavin Hayes to the Sioux for that playoff push, and the Spirit saw what Hayes was capable of doing in back-to-back playoff seasons, 2023 with the Firebirds, 24 with the Sioux Greyhounds, and a good haul coming back for the Flint Firebirds. They get Alex Kostov, Connor Clattenburg, and 4 draft picks. This is down 4 and icing against the Spirit. Connor Clattenburg would go on to be the captain of the Flint Firebirds last year in Bakersfield with the Condors of the American Hockey League right now. 5th-round pick by the Edmonton Oilers. Still technically eligible to come back as an overager, but got to imagine Clattenburg sticks in Bakersfield. Plus, they've already got 4 overagers on the roster right now. Matthew Wang is the odd man out, but this is his 4th game missed due to an injury. 3 points against Saginaw back on September the 20th, so the Spirit don't miss him, but do wish him well. Charlie Murata back in behind the Firebirds' net. Dryden Allen. Snap that stick of Klepov. So Barch to pursue things back in his end. Kostov. Challenge there by James Go. Dima Zhilkin. Spun up the wall. This is Barch here for Klepov. Turned it up. Looking too far ahead of Barabanov. A stick save by Vakari with Barabanov waiting. And Allen right down there with him. 8:40 left in the second. Things may be slowing down a little bit here in the middle stages of this game. Flint up to the 2-0 series advantage. And in the 10 years that these two teams have done battle since the Firebirds moved from Plymouth as the Whalers to become the Flint Firebirds, a team has taken the first 2 games of the I-75 Divide Cup Series 6 times. And when that happens, that team has won every single time. The Spirit did it last year. Actually went up 3-0. 3 apiece in that particular scenario. Here comes Zhilkin. Off the draw, Jones a rising shot. That's fought off by the glove hand of Vakari. Alex Kostov from out behind his own goal. Throws a wobbling puck up the near side. This is Hayden Barch. There's the dueling chance breakout here in the Dow Event Center. This one is stretched back, settled down by Zhilkin. He's got a chance, and a great pad save by Vakari. Barabanov, the late man, Klepov, draws a penalty, thrown in front for Zhilkin. Somehow Vakari keeps it out.
What a great sequence. Unfortunately, the puck did not go in the goal.
Mason Vicari at his acrobatic best here.
Both offense and defense on display there. Wow.
Spirit have been trying to spring Dimas Yilkin on a couple of stretch passes in this game. He gets two really good scoring opportunities. Shut down by the Flint netminder on both occasions. Saginaw to their third IBEW Local 557 power play. Aspinall has taken the penalty against Klepov. I do believe a slashing call. And the Spirit get a chance to go back to work. Gervais. Hit by Thibodeau. Gets the puck back and sends it all the way out. Linesman had to get out of the way of that one. Levi Harper out of the Spirit end. There for Barabanov. Crosses the offensive blue line, goes down into the corner. Already 30 seconds gone. On the penalty to Nathan Aspinall. Klepov and Harper back and forth. Levi Harper. Barabanov. Goal line. Jilkin in front of the bumper. They score! Sebastian Gervais. Worked like a charm. Power play marker for Saginaw to tie the game at 1. Well, that is exactly how they drew it up. They've been trying that on the power play all year. Sebastian Gervais in the bumper, and that's exactly how it goes. Second of the season for Gervais. Great movement. Dennis, you've been talking about the movement on the power play all night long. It's been right there.
Finally paid off.
No surprise. Dimas Yilkin's going to pick up an assist on that Gervais goal. Second of the season. First since 2 weekends ago up in Oshawa. That was a late game tying goal as well. This is a middle of the game tying goal to even things at 1 apiece. Storch, as the Spirit would like to double up. Ryland Cunningham flips this puck back up at center. Josh Bonnyman hit by Liam Storch. Cunningham takes a glancing blow from Foyer. Barabanov has the other assist on the goal. Here comes Bryson Morgan in and a shot on off. Nice step on Shurigan. Padrekar steps into one, and that's going to hit Shurigan right in the crest. Ryland Cunningham and Josh Glavin lock up again. Glavin's had enough of Cunningham. I think we're going to have a penalty coming up here once these two are separated. I don't know if it's going to go to anybody other than Josh Glavin. Some fist bumps for Ryland Cunningham as he gets back to the Firebird bench, and well deserved. He's just put his team up a man. Josh Glavin, the roughing penalty. Not sure if there was anything else prior to that lockup between Cunningham and Glavin right in front of the goal. Maybe a little stick, just a chop there. Well, Glavin's trying to get in front of Cunningham, and
fighting for position is all it does.
Over the top they go.
Both doing their job.
So just about a minute and a half as we have to redrop this puck. After the power play goal for Saginaw ties the game at 1, Flint gets another opportunity. Their second of the game, Saginaw to the Stormmaster Exteriors penalty kill. Yvonne Padrekar for Flint. Back and forth with Lombardi, a one-time drive that's stopped by Gervais. And clear.
13 minutes, 16 seconds into the period. And that sends us into a Stormmaster.
Padrekar for Nathan Aspinall. Thibodeau down the right side after the puck flipped up. Jimmy Lombardi. Then around the far wall, this is Aspinall. Padrekar. Near side Lombardi. Lots of room. Steps in and puts that into the glass. Aspinall. The pressure from Storch and Gervais. Firebirds working up high. Padrekar thought better of that shot. Doesn't take that one either. Goes down low instead of Kostov. Stepping into that one, and it's blocked by Valeris. Kostov taken down by Storch. Aspinall in front. Lombardi tied up by James Go. And he clears the puck out of danger. Will it be a short-handed chance for Gervais? Long shoot in right into the glove. Vicari drops it off while the Spirit change. Christopher Thibodeau skates through Nick Sema. Meets up with Hayden Bartz in the corner. Seaman sees this up the boards now, Nathan Aspinall. Allen, back to his captain. Near side Lombardi. Throws it through the seam. Kostov, a right shot. Not a one-timing option there. Back on Lombardi. Ryan Allen over. Aspinall will take the one-timer, and he's going to send it wide. Back to Allen here. Aspinall. Slap pass through the circle. And almost it is given away there by James Go. Put back in front, trying to clear it. Got a little bit too much of it. Cross-ice pass got broken up. James Go. Can't pull it out of danger. Here's Kostov. Trying to slide it in front. Hayden Bartz lays down on the ice. The puck's underneath him somewhere. The Firebirds are going to try to push him off of it. Bartz is going to take out as much time as he can. Glavin's out of the box, and he's got it here. Great work by Hayden Bartz. Probably not the way he drew it up in the spirit of an odd man rush. Glavin for Sema. Takes a shot and a save by Vicari. 4:31 in period 2. A strange end to that Spirit penalty kill. But Vicari makes another stop. 4.5 to go. We'll take a break. Back to Saginaw after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Buick is America's oldest Buick dealership. Our factory-trained service technicians deliver precision care to keep your vehicle performing at its best. We also have an award-winning body shop. We even sell parts and tires. You truly get it all at Garber Buick. Better service, better selection, and better prices. Garber Buick, State Street in Saginaw. Online, garberbuick.com. Buick, exceptional by design.
Everybody knows you'll do better at Garber.
Your region, your team. You're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Welcome back inside the Dow Event Center. 1-1 here between the Saginaw Spirit and the Flint Firebirds. A power play goal from Sebastian Gervais is the difference maker right now. Second of the season. Assists to Dima Zhilkin and Igor Barabanov have tied the game, and Harper off the draw. Tries to throw this one back towards the middle. Saginaw's beer line, Trombley Electric light the lamp goal here in this Sunday evening affair. Back and behind the Spirit goal, and Stepan Shurigan looks on. 17 saves so far in this game. He and Mason Vicari in one heck of a goaltending duel. Vicari's going to have to be big because here comes Zilkin, and Mason Vicari delivers. Klepov tying up with Hull. Levi Harper. Chase Hull waves this one ahead. Charlie Murata. Bad angle towards the net. He's out of the corner. Murata throws it on through. Josh Colosimo tied up there with Barabanov. Levi Harper keeps Josh Colosimo behind the net. Almost a pass in front for Hull. Zilkin took it back in behind the net and had it stolen. Braden Jones goes off the wall. Barabanov for Zilkin. 3.5 to go in the period. Zilkin tries to twist on through. Gives it there to Klepov. Ducks down below the goal line with Allen all over him. Klepov stops up, tries to move back in front. Logjam of bodies. He can't get through, but he's gotten the puck back. Klepov up for Harper. Keeps it in on his backhand. Nice move by Harper. Finding Barabanov. Long shot. Can't be tipped wide. Klepov backhands it around again. This is Zilkin. Up high in the zone. Lost it after some stick lifts. So James Go recalculates, and he's in. Against Dryan and Allen. James Go gets taken into the boards. Bryson Morgan now here for the Firebirds. They can't get it out. Miroslav Shatan recovers. Gives some time to regroup here for the Spirit. Ryan Hanrahan for James Go. No options there at the line. Glavin down the far side. Shatan springs this one ahead. Major back and behind the net. Cut off by Josh Bonnyman. Ryan Hanrahan on this puck. We'll talk with Ryan about the U17 World Challenge coming up during the second intermission. Saginaw's 13th overall pick in this year's OHL priority selection. And Josh Glavin with a sturdy check there for Bryson Morgan. Pulled off the wall. Here's Shatan. Near side. Bartz takes a shot, and that one just glances off the outside of the goal. Glavin for Shatan. Spirit are camped out right now. Shot goes into the glass, chased down by Hayden Bartz. Puck one-handed ahead by Ryland Cunningham. So at center, this is Saginaw's Glavin. Jammed in by Hanrahan, taken by Bryson Morgan. Xander Valeris can't get that through Darian Anderson, he's going to steal. Here's a chance for Lombardi, poked away by Valeris. Top line for the Firebirds. Here's their opportunity to get set up. Podrekar thrown in front and a stick save by Shurigan. Had a little bit after the fact. As Lombardi and Bartz have the conversation after Bartz got into Anderson. That was a good steal there by Darian Anderson. He's been right at the center of the action for Flint so far in this game. Sebastian Gervais to take the D-zone face-off against Nathan Aspinall. Up to the point, Podrekar shot into traffic, stopped by Shurigan. Just pokes that rebound away with the goal stick. Now the stretch pass, Liam Storts gets stepped into by Luca Graziano. And Urban Podrekar is back behind the Flint net. Met there by Gervais, stays on his skates. Podrekar tries to get through James Go. Penalty's coming. Anderson takes a piece out of Graydon Jones. And the Spirit back to the penalty kill, as it's an interference call to James Go. So back-to-back minor penalties here for the Spirit. And that'll take some of the wind out of the sails. 1:13 left in the second. And you saw Go step just a little too far into the way of the attacking Firebird forward.
Just didn't get enough of them. Got to kind of drag him.
So the Firebird power play goes back to work here. Podrekar for Jimmy Lombardi. Sweeps it on through. Tipped in the mid-slot. Alex Kostov. It's a power play goal. And it's 2-1 Flint on a thing of beauty. Took just 8 seconds, but the Firebirds are back in front. Rosie, we've said Alex Kostov's name quite a bit here in this game.
Yeah, too much. He's at the center of all the action.
Power play goal for Flint. That's 2 power play goals, pretty well executed for both teams. So 1:04 left in the second, and the journey back to the dressing room is going to feel a little bit different than it would have a couple of moments ago. Big time collisions. Barabanov gets drilled by Kostov. They go into one another again. Kostov has Dima Zilkin after him. We may see something here at the end of this second period. Kostov pulls it out. Off the glass. Knocked down by Harper. Klepov back in his own end. 35 to go. Thrown back in on the delayed offside. Thibodeau is in hot pursuit of Glavin. Podrekar and Lombardi will pick up the assists on the Kostov power play goal. Podrekar's got this back and behind his own goaltender. 15 to go in the period. He's not in a hurry to get out. Kostov for Smith. Little trouble there. Steal by Harper. Dying seconds of the period. Harper can't get through Podrekar. Nixima comes over with a hit for Kostov. Kostov more for Nixima. A little stick up high. And that is that extra that we talked about at the end of this period. But that's the end of it. Kostov and Sema have each other's sticks right now. So Ferocious here through 40 minutes. 2-1, the Firebirds have the lead. The power play goals are the difference maker right now. And Ryan Hanrahan is getting introduced to this Spirit and Firebirds rivalry. We'll take a break. We'll sit down and talk with Ryan when we come back after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Looking for an easier way to travel? Fly from MBS International Airport, conveniently located in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region. No long lines, simple to get around, and for the best deals, always book directly at mbsairport.org, with Delta and United providing access to wherever you want to fly. MBS is putting the world right outside your door. MBS International Airport. Save time and money and fly from nearby. Visit mbsairport.org.
Enjoy the spirit of Frankenmuth and score big with your kids at the indoor water parks. The puck stops here in Funtown, where fan favorites include chicken and Christmas, but there's really so much more. Arcades, breweries, carriage rides, shopping, and pretzel rolling. Frankenmuth, where we leave the icing to the dessert. 800 Funtown. No matter how cold it is outside or in the hockey rink, there's loads of indoor fun waiting just down the road in Frankenmuth.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
Too many people end up in the retirement penalty box, paying more in taxes, missing out on healthcare options, or skating without a plan. At McIntosh and Associates, we help keep your game sharp with clear, personalized retirement strategies. Let's build a plan that works in every period of life. Call 989-692-2200 or visit wealthmichigan.com. McIntosh and Associates. Retirement made clear.
Looking to stay in touch with your community? Check out Great Lakes Bay Connections, a collection of shows and podcasts bringing you local voices, telling local stories from local people. Great Lakes Bay Connections features Hey, Great Lakes Bay, Generating Gratitude, That's What She Said, United Shades of Gray, Mi Gente on Air, and more. Listen weekends on WSGW, anytime on your favorite podcasting app or at WSGW.com.
Hi, this is Carson Armour, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Joining us from ice level, getting kind of his first taste of this I-75 Divide rivalry, Spirit first rounder Ryan Hanrahan. And Ryan, it's been a fast game so far. You guys have had a couple of opportunities. What do you like more about tonight than maybe the game last night up in Flint?
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to play in front of the home crowd. I feel like it's a lot easier playing when you got the fans on your side, but it's still a hard game, fast game, and I'm just gonna try to do everything I can to help our team win.
And for yourself, some good individual news not so long ago. Named to Team Canada White, the U17 World Challenge coming up. How did you get the news, and what was kind of the reaction there?
Yeah, it was just one day after practice. Drink sent me a little text. He said, "Let me know when you're free." So I got back from practice, gave him a call, and he broke the news to me. So it's always a lot better hearing from Drinks than anyone else.
And to this point in the season, you've kind of got a handful of OHL games under your belt. You spent a lot of time with some of the older guys, Nick Sema. Just how's the early rookie season been for you, kind of getting into the fold?
Yeah, this group's full of leaders, and being a young guy on this team, they really try to help me out and make sure I'm doing the right things, and they're always by my side, and I love that from them.
Ryan, 20 minutes left. It's a 1-goal game. What are you looking to do here in the third?
I'm gonna try to pot one here to get the boys on the board, but I'm just gonna make sure I'm doing the right things, and it'll come.
Ryan, appreciate the time. Good to talk with you. Good luck in period 3.
Thanks, appreciate it.
At Spirit first rounder Ryan Hanrahan, an exciting start to the season for him. We'll take a break. When we come back, break down that second. Still a couple more goals to talk about. A lot of chances in this game. We'll talk about it back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Disability Network Mid-Michigan promotes and encourages independence for all people with disabilities. Our vision is to create accessible and inclusive communities where everyone has opportunities to live the life they choose. Whether you're looking for a job, skills to become self-sufficient, trying to find the right assistive technology, or know someone who wants to move out of a nursing facility, we are here for you. Contact Disability Network Mid-Michigan today, the disability experts in your community.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Contact State Farm agent Kathy Taffel to create your personal price plan today.
Prost Wine Bar and Charcuterie now has 2 buzzing locations to enjoy. Visit us in downtown Frankenmuth or in uptown Bay City. We offer a full bar, menu, and memorable atmosphere. Walk-ins are always welcome, and Bay City is now accepting reservations online at prostwinebar.com. Open 7 days a week, make Prost Wine Bar in Frankenmuth or Uptown Bay City your destination for great wine and even better times.
Get it all at Garber Chevrolet Saginaw. It's more than just better prices. It's better financing, better selection, and a better overall experience. Our expert technicians are factory trained to the highest standards, keeping your vehicle in top condition. And we have everything for your automotive needs, even tires. Get to Garber Chevy Saginaw today and see how you get it all at Garber, Gratiot Road, Saginaw. Online, GarberChevroletSaginaw.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. It's time for your intermission report from the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Here's Dylan Clark.
Stepan Shurkin and Mason Vicari have been one of the ongoing storylines here in this frame. The Firebirds and Spirit up 27 shots and 21 apiece in this contest. Stepan Shurkin at his acrobatic best on a number of occasions. That second one there, perhaps his best of the game, and it allowed the Spirit to come back and maybe flex the offensive creativity a little bit. Power play goal on a penalty to Nathan Aspinall. The bumper pass in front to Sebastian Gervais. It's his second of the season. It doesn't always work that well, but it did that time. Dimas Jilkins had a number of scoring opportunities in this game so far, and Mason Vicari doing his bid to keep the door shut. And what did we see on the last opportunity? It left the door open for some offense for Saginaw. Well, the save by Vicari does the same for the Flint Firebirds on that exchange. Alex Kostoff, third of the season on the power play. That's the difference maker right now as we take a look at our Raymond intermission stats. 16-10, the Spirit opened up a shooting advantage over the Flint Firebirds in that middle period. 27-11 in the game to this point. And power plays were kind of the story of the game yesterday as we bring it back up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. For the Spirit, it was a power play goal that did not come in the third period. They were waiting to try and tie the game at 5 apiece. They got a late power play opportunity, unable to capitalize on it. They fall. That's the end of that one. And so the power plays right now, again, like we saw, 1 for 2, 1 for 3, a power play goal on the part of Sebastian Gervais gets it back in the scoring column. The Spirit making the most of their opportunities so far. They'd like to see a little bit more in this game as it goes on, but the goaltenders really have been the story of this game to this point. 21 shots on goal for the Flint Firebirds, so that means 19 saves for Stepan Shurkin. And you want to talk about people that needed a bounce-back performance, it was Stepan Shurkin after, again, 17 saves on 22 shots in last night's performance. Chris Lasry talked during Coach's Corner about not really buying into the belief that goaltenders can't play in back-to-back games. This is 7 straight games, of goaltending for Stepan Shurkin, and the proof is kind of in his play right now. He stopped 26 pucks, and he's going to look to do that a little bit more here for the Spirit going into the third period. Again, we talked about the team that has gone on to win the first 2 games of the I-75 Divide Cup Challenge has gone on to win the season series in every time that's occurred so far in the Cup's existence. Flint is up 2-0 right now. They'd like to take it out of the Spirit dressing room. That Coors Light I-75 Divide Cup, it stayed there for the last 3 seasons, and they've been close games. An overtime victory for Flint in this building back on September the 20th, a 1-goal contest in Flint at the Dordt Financial Center last night. So is it really a surprise to anybody that we've got a 1-goal game heading into the third period right now? And these two teams won't see each other again until the tail end of October. We've seen Dimas Jilkin and what he's been able to do as far as people that might be looking to be the next guy in the third period, aside from Ryan Hanrahan, who said he wouldn't mind finding the back of the net for what would be his first OHL goal coming up here in this third period. Keep an eye on 71 in white for the Saginaw Spirit. He's had the majority of their scoring opportunities. We saw the breakaway goal, really multiple breakaway opportunities against Mason Vicari, that he's been the difference maker in this game. And on the Firebird side of things, look no further than Darian Anderson. He's been the guy again. We've talked about him a lot to this point in the game. Goals in both of his contests so far. I know we've talked about it kind of at length here, but you look at where he is up on the play. He's throwing the body around. He plays kind of a similar style to what Nick Seema's been doing for Saginaw as far as being that man heavy on the forecheck, being that F1 more often than not, getting in, disrupting the breakout for Saginaw, and kind of creating some chances off of turnovers that way. So Darian Anderson on the Flint side of things, maybe keep an eye on Dimas Jilkin for the Saginaw Spirit as somebody looks to come away with an advantage here in this third period. But the advantage right now is 1 goal. 2-1, Flint has the lead going into period 3. We take a break. Your out-of-town scoreboard, as most everybody has gotten wrapped up here on this Sunday evening. Out-of-town scoreboard presented by Buffalo Wild Wings is coming up after this here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
At My Michigan Health, we are committed to our purpose of creating healthy communities together each and every day. It is an honor to serve our neighbors by improving access to care, investing in local organizations and initiatives, identifying and addressing the needs of our communities, and working alongside students seeking a future in healthcare. Together, we can build healthier communities for today and long into tomorrow. My Michigan Health, your go-to place. Learn more about us at mymichigan.org.
Looking for the perfect place for your loved one to thrive? At Traditions of Saginaw, we offer comfort, care, and community. It's a senior living hat trick. Whether it's enjoying delicious, chef-prepared meals, personalized support, or fun events, Traditions of Saginaw feels like home. Schedule your tour today and see why families trust us for peace of mind and vibrant living. Learn more at traditionsofsaginaw.com or call to schedule a tour today. Traditions of Saginaw. Welcome home.
At Dow, we believe performance starts long before the whistle blows. It begins in the lab, where science meets sport. From apparel to plane surfaces to gear, we create cutting-edge materials that help drive high performance from lab to stadium. Because in sports, just like in science, every second counts. And every material matters. Dow, at the intersection of sport and science. Learn more at dow.com/sports.
When you go Great Lakes Bay in Michigan, lose yourself in nature and find yourself at peace. Unwind on a fall color tour or simply wander a while on scenic trails. Handpick ripe apples and pumpkins, savor warm donuts and fresh pressed cider, and slip into the coziness of harvest season. There are moments of pure greatness all around if we linger long enough to soak them in. Find yours at gogreat.com.
Hi, this is Brody Najum, and you are listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 WSGW.
Saginaw Spirit and the Flint Firebirds, a 2-1 lead for the visitors as they try to capitalize on an opportunity to put some more points between themselves and the Saginaw Spirit. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The rest of the OHL tonight. It's brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Pretty much everybody else has wrapped up business on this Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. A big-time win for the Brampton Steelheads over the Erie Otters, who are not long from suffering an overtime defeat. Well, this one in regulation, 7-2. A couple of goals in the game. Mason Zabeski, Josh Avery, Parker Von Richter, a 4-point night. That's the stand-up. +6 for he and Jakob Thibiger. +6 for that defensive pairing. And 7 points between the two of them. So not exactly a bad night there. 3-2 Kitchener over the London Knights in overtime. We touched on that during the last intermission. Jakob Kromiak, the OT winner for the Kitchener Rangers in a heavyweight tilt in the Western Conference. 3-2 North Bay over the Barrie Colts. That comes by way of shootout. And the only goal in the skills competition off the stick of Nick Wellenreiter. Kingston 4-2 over the Ottawa 67s. Connor Bewick and Cooper Foster, the only 2 goals for Ottawa in that game. Foster already up to 7 markers in the season so far. Robin Kuzma here in Durban. Jacob Battaglia and Tyler Hopkins, the 4 goal scorers for the Kingston Frontenacs. 3-0, the only other game that's still in action right now. Oshawa over the Peterborough Petes from the Tribute Community Center. Oni Calto and a pair of Owen Griffin goals. 7th and 8th of the season. You want to talk about players enjoying fruitful sophomore seasons, or third seasons rather. 13 points in 11 games for Griffin. Former first-round pick of the Generals back in 2023, 5th-rounder to the Columbus Blue Jackets, and backing up that selection for sure with his play here in year number 3. But for the Spirit of the Flint Firebirds, the attention is on period number 3. The I-75 Divide Cup Series. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. We've got a third period to get to here in a 1-goal contest. Interesting and exciting 40 minutes so far. The last 20 should not be a departure from that. We're back for the third after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Did you know the University of Michigan Flint is the fastest growing public university in the state? How do we do it? Access to top-ranked degree programs and one of the largest alumni networks. Access to small class sizes with renowned U of M professors. And access to the Go Blue free tuition guarantee. Because sometimes in life where you're going depends on where you go. Learn more about our growth at uofmflint.edu.
It takes each of us to make Saginaw a place we're proud to call home. Since 1984, Saginaw Community Foundation has helped build and strengthen Saginaw County by bringing together people and resources to make a difference. We're a one-stop shop for giving, building endowments, grant-making, and community leadership. Visit SaginawFoundation.org today to learn more about how you can help support your community. Saginaw Community Foundation, building a flourishing community for all, for good, forever.
Find space at Frankenmuth Spring Hill Suites, where you can savor your time away with the little extras that are included. Each studio suite features extra room to spread out when on the road with your family or your team. Airy beds are piled high with pillows for that little bit of extra comfort. And an innovative 3-in-1 trundle sofa provides even more sleeping options. Book your next stay at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, where every room is more than a room.
The WSGW online poll for you.
Speed limits in Michigan. Legislation has been introduced in the State House to allow local governments to set their own speed limits. Right now, while local entities can request a study regarding a speed change, ultimately, it's the state police that sets limits. If the legislation passes, speed limits could be set with the consent of the locality's top law enforcement official, along with a public hearing, and no traffic studies would have to be conducted. The bill has 8 Republican sponsors and 1 Democrat. At this time, there's been no action scheduled. The WSGW online poll for you: should local communities be able to set their own speed limits instead of the Michigan State Police? Do you vote yes? Do you vote no? Do you vote I'm not sure? You vote going to WSGW.com, scrolling down the homepage, and finding the online poll box.
Hi, this is Liam Storch, and you're listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW.
Birds have the lead over the Saginaw Spirit. Pictured is Levi Harper, a power play goal for Saginaw. Last time they were in this building, they fell to the Kitchener Rangers. And Dennis, you and I were talking during the break about, well, maybe some comparisons to another right shot defenseman that played a long time here in Saginaw. Levi Harper, point per game to start his career here in Saginaw, and as in a younger defenseman in this league. We talked about what Zane Parekh looked like at 16 years of age.
Well, I haven't seen Harper enough to really make an opinion on him. I like what I've seen thus far, but I did see Zane Parekh a lot. He had an amazing ability to get in scoring position on power plays. Not as deep as the hash marks, but about 25 feet outside the hash marks. Just prime scoring opportunity and a great shot.
Anderson, a long shoot in off the first face-off here of the third period. We'll see Harper coming up here pretty soon. As the Spirit trail 2-1. Zane Parekh in that rookie season of his, 37 points in 50 games. He spent some time at the U17 World Challenge. Then it was still called the World Hockey Challenge. As the Spirit are offside here, 19:35 to go. And tough to directly compare, as Harper a late birth year. So he's technically in his U18 season right now, though it is still his first year of OHL eligibility. And for Zane Parekh, it was a bit of a quieter start to his OHL career. Through his first 10 games, just a goal and 2 assists for 3 points. As Zilkin's going to have some difficulties off the drive. Is he taking a penalty here? Zilkin to the box.
Wow, wonder that. I didn't see that.
So that's going to move things down to the right. And the Spirit must have gotten a couple of warnings, as Zilkin was engaged with Anderson. There must have been something before that we didn't catch. Zilkin to the box. And there's probably something that we missed.
I didn't see the call a referee made indicating the penalty, but we'll get it here in a second.
19:35 left in this third period. There's been some face-off troubles here in this game. We're going to skate at 5-on-5 here. Maybe Zilkin's picked up a 10. Maybe
that's probably
had something to say. Well, so we're going to stay at 5-on-5, but still, if it ends up being Dima Zilkin in the box for 10 minutes. Suboptimal for Saginaw, to say the least. As Barabanov may have taken the puck up high there. This puck moved back in. Sema tries to come over and pick up a piece of Lombardi. Anderson, rising shot into the glass. Pops back around. Sema for Barabanov, then for Klepov. Cuts inside the line. Klepov takes a shot off a leg. Jones follows up in that one. Pinballs off some more legs. Firebirds back out at center. Anderson has a breakaway against Shurigan, and a great save with the left pad. Shurigan covers up.
That's a big save right there. Wow.
Full athleticism. Stepan Shurigan's been doing his stretching for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to go down 3-1 this early. Although there's still time to come back, you just don't want to do that.
That's twice in this game that Shurigan's gone full splits to make the stop with the leg. And we did get word it is a 10-minute unsportsmanlike misconduct, as it's been read to Dima Zilkin. So the Spirit without one of their top offensive powers for the next 9 minutes or so. Puck's back in behind their net. Off the near boards, Ryan Hanrahan. Can't reach that before Kostov does. So this is Brady Smith. Taking the hit from Josh Glavin. Puck bunted down, pulled out of the corner by Murata. Brady Smith again. Had been known as Brady T. Smith because he was up in the Sioux with another Brady Smith. And the Firebirds seem to have solved that confusion. And Sebastian Gervais pulls this puck to the corner. But the problem is they sent Jeremy Martin back to the Sioux in that trade the other day. And if Brady Martin ever comes back from the Nashville Predators, that will be a bridge we'll cross then. That one ramped back in by Colosimo. Puck out of the corner, taken by Najan, moved to Shatan. Skates this one in and dropped it off, though, offside as Harmer looks on. 17:41 left here in this third period. Carson Harmer, a couple of chances. Looking for his first game back in the lineup since returning from Utah Mammoth camp tail end of September against the Niagara Ice Dogs. Played all 68 games. The only player on Saginaw's roster to play all 68 games last year. Had 50 points in his rookie campaign. Was a standout player. A little bit of a slower start here. He's had some good looks. It's Harmer. With a little forearm shiver up high from Colosimo. Shatan up high. This is James Go. Shot into traffic. He scores!
All right.
Shatan points to go. Nobody touched it. It's James Go's first of the season, and the Spirit tie the game at 2.
Big goal right there, to say the least.
Just right through traffic. There was a lot going on. And it was Carson Harmer stationed in front. But everybody just kind of looks to James Go, and we're going to look a little bit more, as we might have a goaltender interference case on our hands.
Uh-oh. I don't like the looks of the referee waving his arms, waving it off. Not, he did wave it off.
17:27. I don't think that we're going to even have too much to look at on this. As Harmer was involved in the goal crease, that's going to come back off the board. So we'll walk that back. And again, as we take a look at the replay, really not too much to discuss there. 17:19 to go here in period 3. So they come close. And Harmer the contact with Vicari. So face off now outside the Spirit end. Jimmy Lombardi put it right back onto the stick of Saginaw's Valeris. Nearly stole it back. Look out. James Go's got some trouble on his hands as he's going to poke this away from Aspinall. This gets the stick free. Aspinall up the wall. 2 against 2, and then Barabanov steals. Puck rolls away from Trevor Foyer. Stood up by Graziano. This is Anderson. Back through Aspinall. Slip looking for Anderson. Lombardi, take the drop off. Graziano gets stopped there by Nikita Klepov. Lifts this one to the air. Barabanov, one hands it down. He's got a step at a bad angle. Put back in front looking for Valeris. And they can't convert. This is Jimmy Lombardi. Pushing the puck back in past Klepov. Now Ryan Hanrahan on the reverse. Off the wall for Barnes. Can't get it out. Turned back in by Ryland Cunningham. Glavin taken into the boards from behind. And a penalty after the hit from Bonnyman. Glavin, a little slow to get up. As Cunningham right now has Storch by the collar, maybe the other way around. Josh Glavin's going to take an extra second here. Might have gone face first off the top of the boards, off the ledge. I can't remember. It was either last year or in the playoffs in 2024. Josh Glavin got a rough ride. Kind of similar, and his face went right off the edge. Right off the ledge of the boards there. Required, I believe, some dental work. So Glavin back on the bench and a power play here for Saginaw. Klepov down low for Barabanov. A chance to get it back in front for Gervais. Second time, not quite the charm there. Sema for Gervais again. Now Sema in the circle. Kick save there by Makari. He got hit by a flying stick of Allen. Klepov, Barabanov, waiting in a shot. Deflected wide. The Firebirds will clear that one off the bottom of Barabanov's stick. Out of his net to play it, Stepan Shurigan. Fourth IBEW local 5-5-7 power play for Saginaw. Down 2-1 here in the third. Barabanov whips this puck back around. Nikita Klepov. Levi Harper. Give and go. Behind Barabanov. Got to get over to the boards. Bellinger beats him to it. Harper to Barabanov. Already halfway through this power play. Barabanov in. Here's a chance. Sema in the circle off the glove of the goaltender. Klepov there for Gervais. Here they come again. Poked away at the last second. Gervais keeps it alive. Good poke there away from Lombardi. Sema trying to get some room. Here's Klepov down low, and the shot never got to the net. Barabanov for Harper. Little trouble at the line, and we poked away. Short-handed chance for Nathan Aspinall with Harper coming back. Aspinall, and a great save by the blocker of Shurigan. Klepov back the other way they come. Dying moments of the power play. Look at the pass behind the back for Harmer. Aspinall steals and sends it the length of the ice. Shurigan doesn't have to make any fancy moves away from Kostov. He peeled off, so it's James Go now for Sema. Sema just over the line. It'll be taken away here by Dryden Allen. Look out for Shurigan there. Little trouble on the goal line. Penalty time is expired. Bonnyman's out. And the Spirit guilty of icing. 14:06 here in the third. And a couple of grade A chances on the power play for Saginaw. And maybe the best scoring chance came on that breakaway for Nathan Aspinall. As Harper comes back, applies the pressure, and Shurigan gets the blocker and the stick out. Third breakaway stop for Stepan Shurigan in this game. He's 3 for 3. Puck's back in behind him right now. 6 minutes gone in the third. Off the wall, this is Liam Storch in with Harmer. Storch from skate to stick there, and a pass saved by Makari. Rebound sent over the crossbar by Shatan. Liam Storch in front looking there. Shatan gets it back up to the point. James Go sliding towards the middle. Takes a shot, tipped, and that goes just wide off the blade of Shatan. Carson Harmer high in the zone. Near side, Jones down to the goal line. Sharp angle tried. Jones celebrates. The puck is still loose. Now it comes into the near corner. Jones for Harmer. Give it over. Skate to stick Jones. Takes a shot. They score! A fortunate bounce off the skate of a Firebird. That one's in for sure. And it's Graydon Jones to tie the game.
About time. They've been buzzing hard.
Second of the season from Graydon Jones. I think it goes off the boot of Colosimo on its way towards the net.
Yeah, it looks like it right here.
And Jones began to celebrate on an earlier chance There you see. Up over Vicari. Tough bounce there. Little friendly fire. But Jones had celebrated. He thought he scored on the sharp angle try out of the left corner. No interference on this one. It's a 2-2 game thanks to Graydon Jones. Puck in the neutral zone. Move back in. This is Darian Anderson. Poked at by Saginaw's Glavin. No worse for wear after taking that hit. There is a spring, and everybody step right now. Tie game here with 7 minutes gone in the third. Puck up the boards. Aspinall at center. Expect to see a lot of him and Jimmy Lombardi in this third period as he tries to shift on past Glavin. Put in front off of Nagin and then into the pan of his goaltender. Couple of shoves, nothing more. We'll take a break. 12:50 left, third period. Graydon Jones ties the game. We're back to Saginaw after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
In hockey, every play counts, and retirement's no different. At McIntosh and Associates, we're your financial line mates, helping you skate through the tough stuff. Taxes, healthcare, income planning, and more. You bring the goals. We'll help set up the assist. Schedule your visit at wealthmichigan.com or call 989-692-2200. Retirement made clear with a team that plays to win.
Soar with us. Saginaw Spirit Hockey is on 100.5 FM WSGW.
Back inside the Dow Event Center. 2-2. The goaltenders have been dueling in this one. Stepan Shurigan has stopped 23. Mason Vicari down at the other end has stopped 30. He's just faltered for the first time in a while after a puck goes off the skate of one of his defenders in front. Graydon Jones has tied the game, and Igor Barabanov is going to be guilty of a hooking penalty. He's going to plead his case. Barabanov's defense will be that Kostov clamped the arm down on his stick. The response is a hooking penalty.
I've never seen a plea stand up yet in all my years.
Well, right between the hands. Saginaw to their fourth Stormmaster Exteriors PK here in this game. We said Aspinall would be out a lot here in the third period. He's going to be out for probably all this power play. Thibodeau back and forth with Lombardi, then Urban Padrekar. Back to Lombardi. Down to the goal line, Thibodeau. Little trouble there as he's forced off the puck by Valeris. Padrekar. Aspinall. And then Kostov, who drew the penalty. And he's going to score on the power play. Kostov goes through the body of Shurigan. 12:15 to go in the third. The Flint Firebirds jump ahead. It's 3-2. Second of the game. Both of them on the power play for Alex Kostov. As he catches Shurigan in kind of no man's land. You see that extra hesitation at the end. He doesn't know if he wants to load up on the post or not. Kostov snaps it right there.
Tough shot.
An extra double clutch there, and it goes low past the glove. And Flint cashes in on the man advantage. Second power play goal of this contest. Trevor Thorne on this puck from center. Still 12 minutes for the Spirit to work back into it. Grady Smith pushes this back in past Levi Harper. Graydon Jones for Harper and then Harmer. Cuts back against Charlie Murata. Harmer throws it back in. Ryan Allen up the boards. Kept alive by Levi Harper, but not to anybody in white. Kostov pushes this back around past Graydon Jones. Shurigan there to knock it down. Levi Harper. Pass disrupted before it can get to Graydon Jones, and so here comes Aspinall. Hit by Harmer. Jimmy Lombardi back in behind the Saginaw goal. Keeps right on going. Backhanded pass for Graziano. Sweeping that one in front. It'll be deflected up and out of play by the goal stick of Shuridan. Jimmy Lombardi in this game already has an assist, give him 12 on his career against the Spirit. He's been a driving force for this Flint offense. 7 helpers against Saginaw over the 8-game season series last year. A 4-game assist streak for Lombardi, up to 6 assists in that span. Padrekar turns it back into the Spirit end. Josh Glavin for Shatan, and it'll be back into the seats again. 10:57 left in the third. We're nearly halfway through this final regulation frame. It'll be a little bit of a break from one another. Not really that much, 11 days. Saginaw will host the Flint Firebirds back in this building on October the 30th. And they'll play each other at about a once per month clip to round out the regular season after that. Urban Padrekar up the wall, looking for Cunningham. Can't get past James Go. Had a goal in this game disallowed for goaltender interference. Dropped it back for Hanrahan. Takes a shot. That one sent wide on the tip. Josh Bonnyman. Bunted out by Glavin. Can't keep it in the zone, and a turning puck is back at center. James Go from Miroslav Shatan. Lost it there. Ahead is Glavin. Can't be ramped in by Hanrahan, so they call an icing. 10:25 to go here in the third. Face off back down to our right.
There you have it. Tonight's sweet shot of the game from number 9, Joe.
Spirit playing catch up here in this game. Still looking for their third win of the year, looking for their first on home ice. As the Firebirds step in, Thibodeau handcuffed before he can get the shot off. Ryan Hanrahan heavy off the glass, knocked down by Nathan Aspinall. Shatan spins around and fires it over the stick of Nick Sema. Firebirds want an icing call, they're not going to get it. Here comes Dryden Allen. Back from center and around. Hayden Barch. Nice little poke there past Aspinall. This one might register for an icing, and it does as Sebastian Gervais tries to charge in against James Paul. Back it goes, 9:54 here in regulation, and Dennis Firebirds back up by 1. The real estate is shrinking out there. There's not quite the back and forth that we became accustomed to in the first 2 periods.
No, they're getting, I don't believe anybody's tired, but I believe both teams are a little cautious. Flint doesn't want to give up another one. I mean, Saginaw doesn't want to give up another one, and Flint doesn't want to give Saginaw one.
Here's a chance for Barabanov cutting into the zone. Takes the drop off, still hangs on to it, just pushes that towards the net. And an easy stick save by Vakari. Blake Barnes is on this puck, the defenseman from the left wing corner. Saginaw is just about the next stoppage away from getting Dima Zilkin back. Hayden Barch pushes this into the offensive zone. Barabanov gloves it down. Takes a lap around the zone and a shot. It's a stick save by Vakari. Sebastian Gervais gets hit by Graziano. At the wall, it comes down to Barabanov. Back up. This is James Go. Valeris near side. Shot goes off Murata and wide. It's going to come right back to Valeris, though. He stops the clear. Down for Gervais. Tries to make a play in front. That one deflected, and the Firebirds quickly move it back up to center. James Go inside 9 to go. Barabanov, give and go. Looking for Klepov. 4 Firebirds all around him, and Klepov's shaking off that right hand. He may have taken some lumber. Xander Valeris hit by Josh Colosimo. James Go. Back in. As Liam Storch is forced wide by Ryland Fellinger. Chase Hull steps around the attempted check from Harmer. Spinning pass from Colosimo finds Thibodeau. And then James Go. He's got Hull all over him. Thibodeau. Heavy shoulder there from Nick Sema. Puck still back and behind the Spirit net. This is James Go. Now Xander Valeris. A backhanded pass out of the zone. Harmer wasn't ready for it. It's a little fortunate bounce as Dryden Allen would have been offside. And the stretch pass. Seems going to have to beat this one down low. Chris Thibodeau. Backhands it out. Now it's Graydon Jones. Harper knocked down by Storch. Allen's without a stick. He's trying to make a play here. Thibodeau. With Jones rolling down the corner. Tied the game for the Spirit for just a couple of minutes. It's Harper. Move at the line. Almost pulled it off. Thibodeau, back around it goes, and it took a little extra bounce off the corner. Nathan Aspinall. Pass to the left circle. Anderson. Takes another lap here. Darian Anderson hasn't gotten his yet. Rainbows that one to the corner. Graziano thrown in front. Takes a friendly bounce here maybe for Saginaw. Hanrahan, the backhanded pass looking for Najib. Tries to get it away from Lombardi. No dice. Anderson can't get it past Harper cleanly. Satan takes over. Flips for Glavin. Push back into the Firebirds end again. Pondrekar. Short chip back up into the neutral zone. Glavin just pops up into the air. It's just waved at by Ryland Cunningham. And a stoppage as they are offside. 6:40 left here in regulation. Couple of good chances as Hanrahan tried to find Brody Najib right up the middle on that backhanded pass. Dimas Jokin back out here for Saginaw. Klepov shakes off that right hand. The top line's been reunited really for the first time in this third period. Jilkin pops the stick out of Kostov's hands. Going to try to wrestle it back out to the neutral zone. Pokes it away from Fellinger. Passes up. Here comes Barabanov into the left wing circle. He gets taken down.
That's a penalty.
It's a tripping call to Ryland Cunningham, one that he was committed to taking. 6:20 left in regulation. Saginaw, a crossroads opportunity here, needing a power play goal. They don't often get mulligans like this. I think Cunningham knew from a couple of feet away that he was going to take that call. Trying to deny a scoring chance. Well, mission accomplished. Fifth IBEW Local 557 power play of the game for Saginaw, though. Off the draw, this is Klepov, steps in and shoots, and that off the shaft of the goaltender's stick above the hand. Another save by Vakari. Up to 31 of them in the game. Jilkin into the offensive zone. Good timing for Saginaw to get 71 back. Klepov. Near side, Barabanov with Gervais in front. Barabanov's shot ramps up the leg of Fellinger, but stays in play. Klepov. Now for Jilkin. Near side, Barabanov. Steps in, shot gets blocked. The rebound sent wide. Klepov. Barabanov. Goal line, Jilkin. Waiting still. Backs up and finds Barabanov. Levi Harper. Steps a shot. And a save made by the goaltender, Vakari. Not much in the way of traffic in front. Able to see that one right on through. Face off in the left circle again here for Saginaw. As we see replay that chance from Levi Harper. First period 3-point game last night at the York Financial Center. Still looking to find the score sheet here. As he's back to pick this up from in behind Stepan Shurigan. Halfway through the Ryland Cunningham tripping penalty. Jilkin in for Klepov. Back in behind the Flint goal. Gervais. Down for Jilkin. Trouble with it out of the corner. It's going to escape past Barabanov. All the way down, this is Levi Harper. Back up for Barabanov. Just inside the line. Cross sights. Here's Klepov. Right circle put in front. A sliding block there by Fellinger. And the Firebirds clear. Turning puck in the corner. Harper's got to get there ahead of Lombardi. Harper down. Lombardi steals. Gervais going to have to come back and apply some back pressure for the Spirit. Lombardi is doing his job, taking precious time off this penalty clock. Cost of a glove. That's an exchange I think he'll take. 12 seconds left. Klepov tries to shake wide on Fellinger. Gets a shoulder from Nathan Aspinall. This is Nick Sema. Back for Barabanov. Walks in, takes a shot. Saved by Vakari. The rebound is right between the pads. Right as Ryland Cunningham is out of the penalty box. 4:19 in regulation. 3-2. Flint has the lead. What can the Spirit come up with here? We're back after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Garber Ford is proud to serve Bay City with the same customer service the Great Lakes Bay region has come to expect since 1907. Our Ford team of experts you know and trust are dedicated to making your experience even better. And your vehicle is serviced by factory-trained technicians with the highest standards. We have everything you need, even tires. Get it all at Garber Ford. Come see us in Bay City at the intersection of Euclid, Wilder, and Better. Online at GarberFordBayCity.com.
Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Back inside the Dow Event Center. 3-2. The Flint Firebirds have the lead. Mason Vicari has stopped 33 here in this third installment of the Coors Light I-75 Divide Cup Series. Saginaw 1 for 5 on the power play. They've gotten a couple of chances here in this third. And the goaltender Vicari made repeated stops. As here's Graydon Jones, who's got the last Saginaw goal. Down to the goal line, in front, the shot sent wide by Harmer. Jones out of the corner, turned it foot for Harmer. Two great saves by a lunging Vicari. He robs Harmer twice. Murata off the glass. Jones for go. Then in Storch. This is Kostov back around. Left point Jones. Stolen by Murata. Flip to the middle. Here comes Brady Smith one-on-one. His shot pushed wide. Alex Kostov flips it back around. Brady Smith. Liam Storch off the far boards. Padre Carr then back around. Smith has James Go wrapped up around him. 3.5 left in this third period. Carson Harmer runs into Urban Padre Carr. Graydon Jones here for Liam Storch. Back up looking for Jones. This one gonna bounce in on Padre Carr and Vicari. Lombardi thrown back around. Zilkin is closed off. Aspinall's on this puck. Up the near boards. Aspinall turning a shot. Saved by Shurigan. Didn't see it until it was already on top of him. This is Barabanov. Up to center red. Thrown back in. Padre Carr. Zilkin on him. Padre Carr back around. Levi Harper. Drop off for Dima Zilkin. Step on Shurigan, heads to the net. 2.5 to go in the third. The extra attacker's on for Saginaw. It's Nick Sema. Stops it and throws it into the skates of Klepov. Nikita Klepov waiting. Trying to open up a lane. Barabanov. Down low, Levi Harper. Barabanov takes a shot. Save made by Vicari. Harper gets shut down too. It's loose in behind the goaltender and somehow stays out. That might have been blocked by a sliding Fellinger. Harper's on it. Takes a shot and that one pinballs around in front. Stays in the zone. Kostov and Zilkin battle for it. It comes free. Back up to the left point. Barabanov for Harper. Pass over. One-time shot. Pinball's loose and a save by Vicari to rob Sema.
Wow. Everything but in.
Two grade A stops on Nick Sema alone on that last chance. Then the stop on Harper before that. I think Ryland Fellinger shut down Nick Sema there as he was falling through the blue paint. We might have a timeout here. Two minutes on the dot left in the third period. Chris Lasry calls his timeout. 3-2. We've gone back and forth. Ryland Cunningham got the scoring started. Sebastian Gervais tied on a power play goal. Kostov, the lead on a power play goal. Graydon Jones, the tie. And Kostov's second power play goal of the game is the difference maker right now at 7:45.
You'll see how Saginaw handles this, whether they start with the goaltender pulled or the goaltender at the line. I'd like the goaltender at the line till you get control.
Even in the offensive zone?
Yeah. Until you get control of the puck and then the guy from the bench goes from the bench directly to the crease and creates havoc on the way, running into people, bumping people down, getting his position in the crease, and then go from there. You don't want to give up open that goal early here if you don't get the draw.
Well, Shurigan starts on the bench. Zhilkin has the puck in his skates, move it back into the corner. Gervais hit by Cunningham. Barabanov in front for Sema, shut down. He had a stick tied up by Aspinall. The Firebirds take a look at the empty net, just wide. Down for an icing. 1:45 left in the third. Another good chance. Aspinall, the defensive play right in front. He tied up Sema's stick.
Yeah. They had a chance. They gotta get that draw again, though.
There you see that puck just wide of the Spirit net on the zone clear.
Well, they didn't win the draw. What?
Gervais going to have to take it again.
All right.
Well, and Gervais got another something to say here to the lines. We've already seen Dima Zhilkin pick up a 10 for comments off the face-off. Barabanov back for Zhilkin, then Harper. Barabanov again. Twisting there. The battle stays just inside the line. Good work by Barabanov, but bounces off the skate at Gervais. Barabanov keeps it in. Cross ice for Klepov. 90 seconds left. Zhilkin in the circle. Throws it in front. Just missed Gervais. Igor Barabanov looking for Zhilkin. Too many Firebirds on him. They take a look. Wide again. Icing. One more try.
I like it when it's they're doing it. We get the face-off at our end, but all the time I played and coached, you don't just take a shot and miss the net and end up with it, a face-off in your zone again.
Well, the Firebirds going to take their time out here. The philosophy may have changed on that as we've seen more and more teams doing it, but how about give credit to Igor Barabanov, Dima Zhilkin, Sebastian Gervais. That was a long battle along the near side wall just to keep that possession alive for Saginaw and again force the icing.
Big draw right here. Got to win this face-off.
Sebastian Gervais likely to take it. He's 12 for 17 in the game. He's been Saginaw's best face-off guy this season. And he's got a goal in the game. Gervais to take the face-off against Alex Kostov. Kostov 7 of 22. Gervais wins it. Harper. Cross-ice pass off the boards. Zhilkin. Getting trouble there from Aspinall. Puck stays in. 3 against 3 along the boards. And a hand there from Aspinall. Puck spills out for Zhilkin. Spear got a touch up. This is Harper. We'll call it offside. 1:01 to go in the third. That puck disappeared under the hand of Nathan Aspinall for a moment to move its way back out into the neutral zone. So Stepan Shurigan is going to make his way back to the Spirit net. And right between the hash marks he goes. Just like he said, Dennis, waiting for possession.
Yeah, that's a good play.
Off the draw. Spirit have it in. There goes Shurigan. Podrekar wheels it around. Levi Harper keeps it in. Sema pushes it back in behind the net. 50 seconds left. Barabanov. It escapes. Harper's got to wheel back as he's got Kostov not so far behind him. Harper to Barabanov. Lombardi pokes after it. Gervais. Now for Zhilkin into the corner. Podrekar. Then back around. Klepov is there. 2 Firebirds quickly to him. Klepov keeps it in front of himself. Down to the goal line he goes. Inside 30 to go. Zhilkin takes the shot and scores! An absolute nuke from Dima Zhilkin over the shoulder to tie the game.
Great play.
Klepov doing the work to keep the puck in on the wall again. They forget about 71. Every last bit of flex on that stick was used. Upstairs past the blocker of Vakari, who has made some magnificent saves in this game, but You're not going to be able to do much about that one. Jilkin has tied the game. Back the Firebirds come here in the dying moments of regulation. They turn it in front. Stopped by Stepan Shurigan. Liam Storch goes back out to center here with 10 seconds. Takes a check after the fact. 3-3 at the end of 3. They liked overtime so much here in this building, they decided to do it again. For the 5th time this season, the Saginaw Spirit will go to overtime, 2nd time against Flint. We'll take a quick break. Extra hockey coming up after this on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services, cashback rewards, and identity protection, Merc Perks Plus has everything you need for your busy lifestyle. Merc Perks Plus also offers discounts on consumer loans and access to almost 40,000 fee-free MoneyPass ATMs. So when you're ready for perks, Merc is here. Learn more at mercbank.com/mercperksplus. Member FDIC.
Mid-Michigan Canine Academy's Redemption Crew loves Saginaw and the surrounding communities who have blessed us so much, and we are concerned about the epidemic of rehome dogs and dogs left at shelters. If your dog is a handful, or if you're thinking about rehoming your dog, let us help you with its behavioral challenges. Our 7-day doggy boot camp can help. Not all dogs are as fortunate as Henry the Hockey Dog, but they all deserve a second chance. Give us a call at Mid-Michigan Canine Academy and let us help you transform your dog's behavior and your life.
This is Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 FM WSGW, Carlton, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
The Saginaw Spirit will go to overtime. Had the London Knights not gone to OT against Kitchener today, that would tie them for the most extra hockey games played. London now played in 6 overtime affairs, but the Firebirds got to play spoiler. Last time they were here was Chase Hall, the OT winner. Aspinall, Lombardi, and Padrekar for the Firebirds. Jilkin, who tied the game, out with Gervais and James Go. And the Firebirds control. Padrekar to wind things up. Nathan Aspinall. Back on through. Here comes Lombardi down the right side. Heads towards the net. The shot stopped by Stepan Shurigan.
Little burst of speed there down the wing.
Lombardi doing everything he can. James Go gets the stick out. And you know what? Lombardi extends that left skate to protect the puck. James Go does not influence that shot at all, aside from just his presence being there, and a good save by Stepan Shurigan. Spirit just flipped this puck. It's into the skates of Jilkin. It's tied up with a linesman. Jilkin, the hero, in tying the game. Burst to speed up the middle. Lost the puck after a poke check. Padrekar puts it off the boards, looking for Lombardi. Down the right wing against James Go again. Go takes it away. Cut back. This is Klepov. Towards the middle. Dropped off. Jilkin waits, shoots. Saved by Vakari. The rebound back into the care of Klepov. Over to Jilkin. Tries to carve his way through. Haggard there by Aspinall. Jilkin hollers for a change. Klepov going to bring it back to his own blue line and give him the opportunity to make it. Klepov looking for the pass there to Braden Jones. It's picked off. Chris Thibodeau back the other way for Flint. Rising shot around the glass. The net is off for Stepan Shurigan right now, as he's trying to fix it himself. Kostov's got it back in his own end. They don't know. This is going to be something here. Chris Thibodeau's into the offensive end. Stepan Shurigan's net is off right now. Thibodeau takes it right towards the goal. Hit there by Barabanov. And it is finally noticed here. 3:26 to go in OT. That could have been a storyline right there, as Kostov was winding up back and behind his goaltender. Shurigan noticed there was a little bit of trouble with the net he was playing in front of. Not sure if you can see it there, as Shurigan's right skate is covering it, but Chase Hall is on the ice to take this face-off for the Flint Firebirds. Carson Harmer Snaps the puck back for Graydon Jones. Over the stick of Barabanov. Nearly 2 minutes gone in overtime. Murata crosses paths with Hull. Left the puck behind. Picked up by Carson Harmer. He leads the Spirit counterattack. Back for Barabanov. To the neutral ice they go. Barabanov up the near side, cutting towards the middle. Gives it there to Carson Harmer. Below the goal line. And out the other side. Played closely there by Murata. Harmer moves the puck to Harper. Drops it back off Barabanov. They get the cross through. Here comes Barabanov looking towards the net. Good defensive play there by Chase Hull. Barabanov stays on this puck. Charlie Murata cuts him off in the corner. Harmer keeps going with the stick. Just jams it back underneath the net of Vakari. 2.5 here in OT. Ryan Allen waits as Nathan Aspinall comes on here. Aspinall tries to shift past Levi Harper. Allen changes. Podrekar is on. The pass back from Aspinall doesn't connect. Podrekar back behind the Flint goal. Aspinall, Lombardi back out. They don't like what they see. Jimmy Lombardi off the drop-off. Cutting down the left side on Levi Harper. Stops up, cross-ice pass, gets behind Sema. This is Aspinall. Knocked it back off the boards. Harper locks up with Lombardi. Ryan Hanrahan's going to pick it up. Looked like he wanted to take advantage of the open ice. But thought better of it. And Harper caught a rut in the ice. Falls down and goes down for an icing. Oh, hard to tell what happened there. 1:24 left in OT. Tough time there for a skate malfunction. So the Firebirds look to take advantage here. Thibodeau, Kostov, and Allen. Firebirds win it back. Ryan Allen for Kostov. 2 goals in the game. Both on the power play. Does he have one in him at 3-on-3? Kostov back for Allen. Kostov again. For Thibodeau. Tired group of Spirit players right now. Here comes Thibodeau. Back for Kostov. Harper watches him. Kostov to the top of the zone. A little trouble with Ryan Allen there. Harper's going to push Kostov out of the zone, but here he comes again. Alex Kostov takes a shot off the outside of the cage. And both players go in to step on Shurigan, and the net comes dislodged again. 54.6 left in overtime. Step on Shurigan, no worse for wear. Harper gets back and not sure exactly where that puck ends up. I don't think he got a touch on it. As they're going to have to come out and give a little bit of extra care. The hole in the ice where the pegs are going to go here for Stepan Shurigan. 54.6 left here in OT, and Chris Lasry is going to, or it looked like he wanted to bring his guys over. They're not going to let him change. So Sema, Klepov, and Hanrahan have to stay out again. Firebirds win the faceoff, but it escapes out the center. Podrekar down the wing and back up top. Jimmy Lombardi. Watched again by Levi Harper. Lombardi stays in. Aspinall tried to set the pick, and a backhanded shot save made by Shurigan. Wants to play the puck. I don't think anybody was ready for that. Now they get it back out to center. Hanrahan in a foot race with Lombardi. Here comes Ryan Hanrahan to the net, and a poke check save by Vakari. Picked up again. Sema shoots. Shrugged off by Vakari. Sema's got it again. Hanrahan wants to get off. He will. Sema battling for it. Lombardi put it off of Klepov. Here comes Klepov into the circle. Takes a shot. He's drawn a penalty out of Lombardi. Delayed call. Shurigan doesn't know to go to the bench. Sema back up for Harper. Delayed call against Flint. Klepov with 2 seconds. He's got to take a shot. It's in the net. They score! Nick Sema at the horn!
It looks good to me, but
they're going to have to take a look, but what better way to get your first win on home ice than a buzzer beater? Are you kidding? Maybe 0.2 of a second left on the clock. Where are the officials right now? It's dark in the Dow Event Center. They're in front of the scorer's table. Klepov to take the shot. It gets right in behind Vakari, and the green light is on at the edge of your screen. The Spirit want to get on the ice. There's a hand in the air right now from Hillary Brennan. She's waving everybody that's not a hockey player off the ice right now. I don't exactly blame her. Now,
I don't know.
The review that the league has is going to have a clock superimposed on top of it. We're not going to be able to give that to you. They've got it, but we can give you the overhead goal, or the overhead angle, rather. It's going to be close, Dennis. My goodness. And the Spirit just looking up at the video board right now. They're waiting to see if it'll count or not, and I can't imagine that the review process is being made any easier by the lights. They're going to bring up the house lights again. They've waved it off.
Oh, no.
My goodness. Wow. It had to have been close. I thought maybe 0.2 of a second. So we're going to go to a shootout here. Or we're going to have to put the time back on the clock, right?
You gotta, yeah.
So
I would think.
Nick Sema pleading his case with the referee, Damian Figuera. Stepan Shurin is down at the right end of the ice right now to try and get ready for the shootout, which I don't know if we're going to have or not. Nick Sema's in Nathan Aspinall's ear right now. And again, this is trying to take a glance at the score clock and the play at the front of the net all at the same time.
They're going to the iPad, so I don't know if that's good or bad.
I thought they'd been on the iPad for the last couple of minutes. They're going to bring it back out here.
Yeah.
So the iPad is, again, I thought the iPad was out this entire time, but you might be right.
Now he wants a phone.
What a situation we have here. Do we have a buzzer beater? Do we not? I'm sure everybody watching on Flow Hockey at home is rewound and played it a handful of times.
It doesn't matter how much hockey you've played or seen. There's always something new.
So Nick Sema's come over. He's gotten his instructions from his head coach, Chris Lazary. Trying to see exactly what he's got to say right now. The Spirit might have the replay on their bench with that puck in. Boy, oh boy, what a situation. The question is not, did the puck cross the line? The question is, was there enough time on the clock? The plays continue to be under review, yes. I would say. So if it stands, Nick Sema's got his 4th goal of the season. Sema and Aspinall are going to continue to hash this out. And it would be Saginaw's first win on home ice here this season. And again, we do not have the capability to bring you the clock overlay with the replay. But the officials that are looking at the replay right now do on their tablet at the penalty box. And so right now we're just left to wait and wonder what exactly is going to be the fate of this Sunday night in Saginaw. Thought for a moment Ryan Hanrahan was going to have an opportunity at his first goal. So they waved it off again.
No goal, huh?
Chris Lazar's irate on the bench right now.
Rightful so.
He's pointing at the iPad to say there's still 0.2 of a second left, or to gesture towards the clock. So it's been waved off twice. So I guess the question is now, how much time are we going to have put back on the clock? I think they've thrown Chris Lazary out of this game. Wow. Damian Figueroa sent Chris Lazary back to the Spirit dressing room. I have not seen this. So we're still going to have a little bit of time left in OT. But nobody knows how much time. Are we going right into the shootout? No. Time expired. Nothing is left. We're right into the shootout here. So I guess Kyle Makarick, the Spirit assistant coach, is going to have to pick the shooters. Nick Seema's not going to be one of them. He's been sent off.
Oh, boy.
So Nathan Aspinall is going to shoot first for the Flint Firebirds in this shootout. So I can't imagine that Chris Lazary got to submit his shootout lineup before being ejected from this game. So Kyle Makarick is going to pick the three here for Saginaw, but he's going to have to watch as Nathan Aspinall, the first shooter. Aspinall picks up the puck here for Flint. Takes a shot and he's stopped by Stephon Shurigan. The Spirit have been involved in just one shootout in the season so far. They fell to the Niagara Ice Dogs. This is Flint's first. Nikita Klepov shooting first for Saginaw. But a lot of meaningful hockey here tonight. Very slow on the attempt. Takes a shot and scores. The slow move pays off for Klepov. Jimmy Lombardi. Another left shot with some speed and a blocker save by Stephon Shurigan. Dima Zhilkin, who tied the game, could put things away with a goal. Zhilkin against Bakari, very slow. Doing his signature move, and he lost the puck at the end. Not quite this time. So now Chris Thibodeau has to score to keep the shootout alive. In what has been an eventful night in Saginaw, Chris Thibodeau against Shurigan scores. We'll keep going. Great move by Shurigan, or by Thibodeau, rather. So Igor Barabanov now. Can he send things home here, or will we go to extras? Barabanov. Saved by Bakari. We keep on going.
Save made by Mason Bakari.
I think we went to 7 rounds against Niagara a couple of weeks ago. This is the top of the 4th. Darian Anderson. What a start to his tenure in Flint. Can put the pressure on here. Anderson. Saved by Shurigan. It's in between his pads. Where's the puck? Oh, it's sitting right there. Boy, Anderson slipped it between the wickets and it just trickled parallel to the goal line. Carson Harmer now. Out to the right side here. Harmer for the win. Saved by Bakari with the goal stick.
Save made by Mason Bakari.
Alex Kostov is Flint's 5th shooter. Had 2 power play goals in regulation. Kostov a little bit quicker against Shurigan. Scores. Pressure the other way. And it's Levi Harper. The rookie to take the shot here as some hats are making their way onto the ice at the Dow Event Center. The pressure is on Harper to try and keep the shootout going. Harper into the right circle, back towards the middle. Harper stopped by Vakari, and the Firebirds take an insane game in Saginaw. 4-3 in the shootout.
Good hockey game, though. Don't like the loss, but it was a very good hockey game.
Well, Mason Vakari makes 39 saves in regulation, and he backstops the Firebirds to a shootout win here in Flint. What a game, what a night. What an end to this rivalry week in the OHL. We'll take a break. We'll get some 3 stars for you. We'll try and make sense of the last couple of hours, and we'll get you on your way back after this post-game coverage here on your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey.
Now, a WSGW morning team memorable moment.
So what are we supposed to do with this? Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says here is warning airlines to be ready when wireless companies power up their 5G service next month. He told an airline group Friday that planes won't be allowed to land in poor visibility if they lack equipment to avoid radio interference from 5G. Some aviation experts believe the signals could interfere with equipment that measures the height of planes above the ground. The Federal Communications Commission says, we're granting the licenses. There's no risk of interference. You'll be okay. What do you do with that? You got the FCC saying, no risk. And you got the Transportation Secretary saying, don't land if there's poor visibility, if there's 5G posting. We're talking the Transportation Secretary and the FCC. It's the same government. Someone get your stories right, please.
Your morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. WSGW is keeping you connected with the Great Lakes Bay region and the world. Tune in to quality local shows, generating gratitude.
And they had suggested that, it might be time to try to get on the heart transplant list. I knew that I had heart problems, but maybe because I was too scared to even think of it, it never processed in my head. But I was more worried about the effects on my daughter, husband, parents, family, just because I know how hard it was going to be.
That's what she said with Christiana Malakata.
In academia, what was that pivot where you're like, this is too rigid, I need something a little more free will?
So I think what it was I was in class with a lot of people who had co-op jobs at Dow, and they knew that that's what they wanted to do, and I was working at Pizza as a waitress. So I just realized that I didn't fit into that class setting, so I changed it to secondary education.
Great Lakes Bay Connections. Local voices, local stories, local people. Your home for Saginaw Spirit Hockey is WSGW.
Dow Event Center, 4-3. Flint over Saginaw in the shootout. We'll get some highlights for you here because the tail end of this game was a little bit more on the interesting side. It was a 2-1 lead for the Flint Firebirds going into the final regulation period. Alex Kostov had his fingerprints all over this game. A power play goal to give them the advantage. Graydon Jones would come out for the Spirit with his second goal of the season. Saginaw needed a little bit of a lucky bounce to get back into this game. They got it on the shot from Jones that goes off the skate of Colosimo. Firebirds would get one back. The power play was a big factor in this game. Alex Kostov goes off the wall, past the glove of Stepan Shurigan into the back of the net. That was the go-ahead goal, and it would have stood as the game winner. But Dima Zhilkin with the net empty. Sixth goal of the season, this one at 6-on-5, and it ties the game for Saginaw. Things were feeling pretty good here in OT. Nick Seelig has a disallowed goal. Alex Kostov goes low to the glove hand side on Stepan Shurigan. That does eventually end up being the winner as Levi Harper gets stopped by Mason Vakari. I was hoping we'd be able to show you the disallowed Nick Seema chance here as we roll our highlight pack. Confusion was as to how much time was left on the clock. But final score here in this game, a 4-3 win for the Flint Firebirds in the shootout. We'll bring it back up inside the Town Place Suites by Marriott broadcast booth. Dylan Clark alongside Dennis DeRozier. Rosie, these two teams, they never disappoint. How do you make sense of this one?
What do you say? Good hockey game. I mean, two teams that are fighting for their identity and trying to establish themselves, and just a good end-to-end hockey game, and lots of action. Coaches ejected, and incidentally, I don't blame Lasbury for that. I mean, I'd have probably been in a straight jacket. Unfortunately, he got thrown out, but wow, what a hockey game.
Big emotional swing. Spirit thought they found the back of the net with a couple of seconds or a couple of tenths of a second left on the clock in OT. Gets waved off twice. We go to the shootout, and the Firebirds remain unbeaten in this Coors Light I-75 Divide Cup rivalry series. They'll see each other again at the end of October. We'll take a look at our 3 stars in this game, brought to you by Applebee's, and some unsurprising names, as they usually are. Those are who we got.
Well, you better go ahead.
I talk about just about to say. Urban Park-Raycar, I'll give you your 3rd star of the game.
Okay.
2 assists on the night.
I can't read that. Dimian Zelkin, 2nd star, goal and an assist. And Alex Kostov, 1st star tonight, 2 goals.
2 goals, and important to note, the game-clinching goal in the shootout as well. 3 stars
solid players all of them.
3 stars of tonight's game brought to you by Applebee's. Let's take a look at what's up next for the Saginaw Spirit. They won't see Flint for a little bit. They're still at home, though. Applied Innovation, look ahead here. Erie Otters next Friday at 7:05. Owen Sound on Saturday. And it's a busy 3-3 weekend. Windsor Spitfires and Spirit on the road on Sunday at 4:05 to end up that 3-3 rather. But Erie and Owen Sound next Friday and Saturday. Your Applied Innovation look ahead. That's all we got for you here tonight. An exciting finish here between the Saginaw Spirit. Flint Firebirds take this one 4-3 in the shootout. For our entire production staff, thanks for all that they do. And for Dennis DeRozier, my name is Dylan Clark. Good night, Saginaw. See you next time.
You've been listening to Saginaw Spirit Hockey on WSGW. Spirit Hockey is brought to you in part by Garber Automotive Group, Saginaw Valley State University, Dow, Frankenmuth Insurance, Saginaw Bay Underwriters, NetSource One, Delta College, Corning, Go Great Lakes Bay, Herman Hisson Company, Frankenmuth Convention and Visitors Bureau, DML Property Management, My Michigan Health, Independent Bank, Buffalo Wild Wings, Stormmaster Exteriors, IBEW Local 557, Michigan Sugar Company, Jets Pizza, Raymond, the Great Lakes Loons, Applebee's, Stanley Steamer, your local State Farm agents, and Meyer. All season long, the Spirit play on WSGW 100.5 FM and online WSGW.com. We now return to regular programming on WSGW.